Live and live, ladies and gentlemen, from Pan American Stadium in New Orleans, Louisiana, in City Park. It's Prep Football on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC Bank. Tonight, we have a big-time District 8-4A matchup. I meant to say District 9-4A matchup. It's a big game deciding the district championship. The Edna Karr Cougars will be taking on the Warren Easton Eagles. Good evening, everybody. I'm VK Jones. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight right here from Pan American Stadium. And this is a big one for all the marbles, you can say, especially for Warren Easton. If Warren Easton wins this game tonight, they will clinch a share of the district championship with one game to go next week to win outright district. But if Edna Karr wins the game tonight, they'll stay undefeated. They'll take the lead in the district all along with one game left next week against McDonald 35 right here at Pan American Stadium. And if Karr wins that game next week, they will win the district championship outright. Or it will be like last year, a three-way tie for the district championship. As Warren Easton coming in with a 7-1 record and 4-0 in the district. They have outscored their district opponents 195-33. And they had one of the biggest victories of the year earlier this year, in the first game of the season against the Jesuit Blue Jays. 26-21 was the final. They went up against Evangel, played pretty tough, but lost 21-6 in Shreveport. That's their only loss of the season. And so far, this Warren Easton Eagles team has been getting better and better. Defense has been the calling card this year for the Eagles, and they have been really stepping up and making big plays all over the place. But offensively, for the Warren Easton Eagles, it's all about unselfishness. Unselfishness all over the field. And I tell you, you start with Tyree Stark, starting quarterback, who really had to do a lot and to replace starting quarterback from last season. And I tell you, you're replacing a guy like that, replacing a great guy like that who led Warren Easton to a state championship last year. He really has stepped in. Starks has really just did what he had to do, and it's amazing when you had to replace a lot of offense, and he has really stepped up this year. And a whole bunch of receivers and players have been taking care of things and also making plays for the Eagles. Defensively, they're making a lot of big plays for the Warren Easton Eagles. And I tell you one thing, they are really playing some ball. Carr is 4-3 on the season, 4-0 in the district, and they are playing very good, and they're a very dangerous team. They have won four straight games, and they're really playing some good ball right now. And they have played some tough opponents early in the season. Joining me right now, and is going to join us for analysis for a little bit in this pregame, Rod Walker of the New Orleans Advocate. How you doing, Rod?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, nice to see you here. Very big-time night here. And what are your thoughts so far, both teams, especially how Warren Easton is playing right now, and especially how they're getting better each and every week, especially Tyree Starks at quarterback?
Yeah, I think when you look around the city, I think Warren Easton's probably been the biggest surprise. They lost 9 Division I signees, I think, off last year's team, and everybody kind of thought they were just, that was their chance to do it. And they've just kind of reloaded, and some guys have really stepped in, replacing guys like Deshaun Caper-Smith.
Deshaun Caper-Smith, who was amazing last season. And, I tell you, and him, and the only one that's left right now is Clyde Chris, who's been really stepping up as a senior this year for the Eagles.
Right. Clyde has some big shoes to fill, I guess, following behind Tyron Johnson, who's now at LSU, and he's actually here in Pan Am Stadium tonight, here to watch his former team play. But, this team's really played well. And I think the biggest thing about this team is their defense. When you talk about Warren Easton, you usually talk about the offense and all the points they put up, but the defense has been tremendous this season. And, just talking to Coach Hull on yesterday, he talked about how this team, in the past, they just try to outscore people, but this year the defense has been able to force a lot of turnovers. I know one of the DBs has 7 interceptions and another one has 6. So, they really force a lot of turnovers and make it easy for the offense.
And that was really missing for this Easton team last season in the state championship game. But this year, it's been very, very different this year. And it's amazing how the defense has been stepping up. Now, the big story for Edna Karr tonight, quarterback Alden Clark is not playing. I think he has a sprained MCL. I talked with Coach Bryce Brown. He said they're going to be taking a look at him more tomorrow to have further evaluation to see if he's going to make it for next week against down to 35 or the playoffs. So, what are your thoughts about how Karr's playing, not just defensively, but now what they're going to have to do tonight without Alden Clark?
Yeah, they'll have a sophomore stepping in for him. Clark was a sophomore last year in this very same game. They were able to win, and talking to Coach Brown on yesterday, I think one of the things they kind of have the offense ready for the other quarterback, and they feel like they can still move the ball. And obviously this is a big time atmosphere for someone making their first start to be going against Warren Easton. So we'll definitely have to be on the lookout on how he performs in his first high school start.
Number 19, Skylar Perry, is going to be the guy tonight that's going to be in the starting spot for Alden Clark tonight, and he's going to have to really step into big shoes. But the defense of Karr doing the usual, especially with Andre Anthony at the ends, and also Devin Edinburgh and Aaron Kent. This defense is really coming along, really helping Karr out.
Yeah, they are. Andre's a guy that's already committed to LSU, and so that tells you what kind of a player he is. He was at Miller McCoy a couple of years back, I guess, or last season, went to Karr, and he's a big-time player. And this is a team that started the season off 0-3, and, everybody was kind of wondering how good they were going to be, and they've really turned it on and seem to be clicking on all cylinders right now. And, tonight we'll see if they can continue their streak, because they've won this district title or had a share of it for the past 7 or 8 years, I believe, and just always in the mix. So that says a lot about Bryce Brown in his first season.
Yes, absolutely. And this is a big game tonight. They got another big game, St. Holy Cross across from us, Tag on the stadium. A bunch of big matchups coming up this weekend. But the story, Romo Curtis is going to be moved early Saturday. You can see it on WHNO TV 20 and SportsNola.com live. So what do you think about that game being pushed up early, 11 o'clock at Joe Yenny?
Yeah, I was over at Curtis today actually talking to JT Curtis about it when they were actually in the process of finalizing the move, and they just didn't want to take any chances of lightning. I think the bad weather's supposed to get here like 2 o'clock, 2:30, and they didn't want to take a chance of this game getting, having rain delays in the fourth quarter. So they moved it up to 11, and I talked to Coach Ross today, and he said he'd have been fine with starting at 10 o'clock this morning. So they just want to make sure they're able to get the game in with no hiccups and be able to get in. It should be a really good game at Yenny. Not a whole lot going on this weekend with LSU having an off day. Tulane's on the road. I think there are only 3 games on Saturday. You had 2 games on the at West Jeff that are also moving their times up as well.
Yes, that's Thomas Jefferson, South Plaquemines, and Chalmette. And Helen Cox. They're both moved up to an 11:30 start and a 3 o'clock start this Saturday. So the weather is going to be playing a big factor, but still a lot of big matchups coming up this weekend in prep football.
And there's another matchup on the North Shore, on Friday night. St. Paul's and Mandeville also playing. So
absolutely, that decides the district championship as well.
Right, so a really big weekend of football starting off here on a Thursday night. So I like the way the games are really spread out, where we can kind of catch all of them, with this game being on a Thursday and that one on a Friday and Ronald Curtis on Saturday.
As you hear the Edna Karr fight music, as the Cougars about to hit the field right now, getting ready for this big game tonight, as Edna Karr and Bryce Brown, who's been an assistant for a long time, now is a first-year head coach. He's been in these wars before, and he's trying to get Karr another district championship. If they win tonight, they'll be in position for, I believe, their 8th district championship overall for Edna Karr, and that's been amazing after school over the years, especially the transition of head coaches in the last 5 years.
And what's even more impressive, you talk about, we've talked about the past couple of years how this is arguably the toughest district in the state, and for them to be able to, contend for a title year after year like that and just continue to reload just says a lot about that program and what they've done over the years.
Absolutely, and Rob Walker, we appreciate you joining us and everything on our pregame show. Thank you so much. And we're going to go ahead and take a time out. When we come back, we're going to get ready for kickoff. It's Edna Karr, Warren Easton for the District 8 4A title. We'll be right back. You are watching Prep Football here on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. And welcome back as Warren Easton comes to the field. Very businesslike for Coach Hall and his team. They went from the sideline, from their locker room. They went from their locker room all the way to the sidelines without going to the ends and just come to the field. Very, very businesslike, and it just shows how good of a coach and how serious Tony Hall is about this big ball game tonight for the district championship. As both Warren Easton and Edna Karr on the field right now for the coin toss. VK Jones with you tonight for the big time game here. So hopefully, yeah, we're gonna definitely have this big game tonight here as both teams looking for the upper hand, and Warren Easton gets the win. And right now, Warren Easton is number 2 in the state in Class 4A, so they're doing very well. And we'll take a look at the power rankings in 1 minute. And looks like, and we will have the kickoff in a little bit as both teams just finished the coin toss. And momentarily we will have Warren Easton's band playing tonight's national anthem. As this big game tonight, I tell you, everything is on the line. District championship and playoff implications is on the line tonight. So this is the start of a big weekend in prep football, especially on sportsnola.com. And we got this game tonight with Karr and Easton. And also on Saturday, we got John Curtis and Archbishop Rummel. So we got some big ones on sportsnola.com. And on JM Sports Network, we got also West St. John and St. Charles Catholic from Edgar tomorrow night as well. So we got some big time games coming up on sportsnola.com. So let's turn it over to Warren Easton's marching band for tonight's national anthem. And that was the Warren Easton marching band with tonight's national anthem. Very beautiful rendition as we're getting ready to start this ball game tonight. And you look at the power rankings tonight in District 9-4A, 3 teams separating each other. Warren Easton, McDonough 35, and Edna Karr in the top 18. As Warren Easton is number 8 in the power rankings, McDonough 35 number 11, and Edna Karr number 18. So guess what? Meaning a lot of these teams, these 3 teams might move up in the rankings, knowing some of those teams are going to go to the select division. As Edna Karr coming onto the field, and they're going to receive the start of the game. And Warren Easton coming out on the field. Warren Easton in the gray, the dark gray tugs, light gray jerseys, purple numbers for the game tonight, and also the gold, the shiny gold helmets with the number 91 kicking it off for Warren Easton, Jose Herrera. Edna Karr is in the yellow gold tugs, white jerseys, purple numbers, and the yellow gold Cougar helmets. 26, Warren Newman waiting to return. And number 8, Diamante Roridge. As Easton's going to kick from left to right. Carr's going to kick it. It's going to return from right to left. And here's the kick by Herrera. Here we go. Norman's going to take it from the 11. It's going to go to the 15, 20, and it gets hit in the backfield right there. What a hit right there. 21 for Warren Easton. Roby Market. I'm going to say Market Roby with the nice tackle right there as Karr starts 1st and 10. And they're inside the Karr 25-yard line. As number 19, Skylar Perry making his first start, actually blocking a back call on Edna Karr. Is going to push him back. So Karr's going to start off inside their own 14-yard line. Perry, number 19, in the backfield with him is Santee Marshall leading the way and rushing for the Cougars. The receivers, 17, Race McMath, 8, Diamante Warrish, 3, Kenneth Simmons. We'll have the rest of the starters in 1 second. 1st and 10 for Edna Karr and the shotgun for Perry. They're going to hand it off to Marshall going to the left side. Marshall got some blocks. Nice positive yards right there for Marshall. So it'll be 2nd down for Karr inside their own 22-yard line. Nice 8-yard run, and it's a 2nd and 2 for the Cougars. 4 receivers set in the shotgun, 3 to the right, 1 to the left for Perry. Marshall in the backfield with him. Taking his time is the Cougars as Perry waiting on the snap. Perry gets it, and back to pass. He throws a slant. Is caught by Race McMath, and it's enough for a 1st down for the Cougars inside the Karr 34-yard line. And I tell you, it's like the Karr offense early, still moving, even without Alden Clark. 1st and 10 Cougars. Hot snap! But whistles blow. Flag is down. Let's see what the call is. Karr was getting a little bit in a hurry. Looks like it's 12. Like it's a delay of the game right there. Pushes Karr back 5 yards. So they're back to the Karr 29-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Cougars. Shotgun formation. This time 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left for Perry. Marshall in the backfield with him. As Karr waiting on the snap, 3 seconds on the play clock, 2 seconds left, 1 second, and that should be a delay of game right there. Yes, it is. Flag will go down. A little bit too long right there for Perry. So they'll go back 5 more yards, and it'll be 1st and 20, and Karr's gonna be back inside their own 24. So I think it's a little bit nerves right now for Perry, making his first ever start at quarterback, especially in the varsity level. Now remember, Alden Clark was in that same position last year as a sophomore. Now 1st and 20 for Karr inside their own 24. Back to pass is Perry. He throws it. It's incomplete. It was in and out the hands of number 18, Kobe Jefferson. Good job by the Easton defense, sniffing the screen right there. So it'll be 2nd down coming up for the Cougars. We'll introduce the offensive line in 1 second, so it'll be 2nd and 20 for Karr inside their own 24. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side, a shotgun. Back to pass is Perry. Perry's got time. Perry's going to roll out to the right. Perry is going to try to keep running, and he's going to go down. Good job by the Easton defense. And looks like it was, I believe it was 14. Yep. Michael Moore with the tackle. Big time play right there. And also 21 making a play. Markel Roby. So now to be 3rd down to 26. Karr is inside their own 18. Now back to pass. Actually, it's a draw. They're going to go to Marshall, but nothing doing. Easton's defense stands tall. And Karr is going to have to punt the football. So the punt team comes out for Edna Karr. And most of the time, Kobe Jefferson is the one that punts it. Actually, it's Anthony Spurlock, number 80 for Karr, who's going to punt it. He's going to punt it inside the Karr 4-yard line. Number 10, Sharvin Morris, and 16, Chris Waiton. Nice snap. He gets the kickoff right there. And the ball will bounce, and it takes the Easton roll inside the Karr 47-yard line. As Warren Easton starts it off on offense. Tyreek Starks, number 9, quarterback. In the backfield with him is number 8, Joseph Boyd. Receivers, number 2, Nick Bartholomew. Number 6, Johannes Tyler. And also number 16, Clyde Chris. And also Terrence Sylvester is also running receivers as well. Offensive line, 70, Tony Branch. 72, Anthony Phillips. 73, Demetrius Bouye. 76, Trenton Garrett. And 79, Sterling Brown. 1st and 10, Easton inside. Call 47. Back to pass to Starks. Starks got pressure coming. He's going to roll to the right. He's got a lane. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Got a block. 20, 15 inside the Karr 21-yard line. 1st and 10, Warren Easton. Nice run right there by Starks. So Starks had some pressure coming. He rolled out to the right, and he kept running right there, and he got a nice first down and good blocks down the field. And Easton starts it off 1st and 10 inside the Karr 21. 4 receivers sets to on the side in the shotgun. Ball in the backfield with Starks. And here's the keeper going to the left side, and Starks slides. Nice positive run. And it's a good 8 yards inside the Karr 13-yard line. Nice job by Starks reading the option and keeping it going to the left side. And I tell you, Warren Easton is taking everything what Karr is giving it to him. 9:05 and counting. Good first drive here by the Eagles. 2nd and 2 for Warren Easton inside the Karr 13 shotgun formation. 3 receivers this time. They hand it out the ball. Ball going to the right side. 15, 10, 5. And pretty close. And they're inside the Karr 4-yard line. 1st and goal for Warren Easton. So Warren Easton's going to go in a little bit of a hurry right there on a 1st and goal. And they're inside the Karr 3. They hand it out the Boyd. Boyd gets 8 up in the backfield. Actually, there's a keeper right there. It's a touchdown for Tyree Starks. Got fooled right there. Cameraman got fooled. But good fake right there by Tyree Starks. He scores a 3-yard touchdown. 6-0 Warren Easton. And I tell you, man, I know Mr. Ned outside was fooled. I was fooled myself because I was thinking Boyd got stuffed, but great job by not just the fact of the fake, but fooling Karr and for Starks to get in the end zone. Herrera, number 91, kicking the extra point for Warren Easton. But I tell you, great drive for the Eagles, man. You know, they really got themselves started. They got started inside the Karr 47, and they took advantage of it. Official stop play right now. As the officials, a little bit of a penalty. One of the assistants not too happy. I wouldn't be. It wasn't. Wait a minute. Inadvertent whistle. So I'm wondering if the touchdown did not count. Wow, I'm wondering if the touchdown didn't. Oh my goodness, the touchdown does not count. Inadvertent whistle. Wow. How do they screw this? This is the first drive of the game. You cannot really do. I know it's early, but you can't do this. This is a district championship game. You got to make sure everything is in line and on time. So now we go. When I was once again, first and goal for Easton inside the Karr 3-yard line. And it is Boyd on the middle this time, nothing doing. Number 15 with the tackle, Dante Magruder. So man, I tell you, I was thinking at first it was a touchdown by Starks, but wow, inadvertent whistle by the officiating crew. So still 8-13 and counting, no score. Easton knocking on the door. Second and goal inside the Karr 3. And they're going to hand it off to Boyd up the middle. Touchdown! Warren Easton, Joseph Boyd, 3-yard touchdown. 6-0 Eagles. They finally get in there despite of the inverted whistle. But at the same time, that's a fighting team that's going to keep going and keep pounding to get there. So Jose Herrera back out to kick the extra point for Warren Easton. Snap down, kick is up Herrera, and it's good. 8:02 left in the first quarter, 7-0. Warren Easton, and we're going to stay right here. And you're watching Prep Football on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC Bank, and more coverage of on SportsNola.com Prep Football. It will be this Saturday, the first anticipated Catholic League meeting between Archbishop Rommel and John Curtis. Remember, time has changed. Kickoff 11 a.m. Central Time. It will be on WHNO TV 20 and SportsNola.com this Saturday morning. It will be 11 o'clock special time and start. They had to move the time up because of the weather. Because some bad weather is coming this weekend, and it is going to be starting in the mid-afternoon. So that's why a lot of the game, not just that game, a lot of the games Saturday are moved up early because of bad weather. And especially on Halloween night. So I think a lot of parishes, a lot of places in the state is doing trick-or-treating one day early because of this bad weather that is coming on Saturday. So Jose Herrera setting to kick off for the Warren Easton Eagles. Warren Newman, number 26 for Edna Karr, and number 8, Demonte Woolridge, set to return for Karr. I'll tell you one thing, good start by Warren Easton, probably one of their best starts of the season, despite a big victory against McDonald 35. And that was actually a tight ball game until late in the second half. And Herrera sitting to kick for the Eagles. I would just, if I'm Edna Karr, would be set right there, because just in case they could catch them slipping on the onside. So if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us right here on SportsNola.com, live and direct. VK Jones with you from Pan American Stadium. And here's the kick, Herrera. And it'll be returnable by Newman. He's going to take it from the 16. He's going to go to the 20, 25, and he's tackled inside the Karr 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. So good job of special teams for Warren Easton. They're really getting down there quick, and you know, Edna Karr is very dangerous on the return usually. So as Perry back out there quarterback, and hopefully Karr can start moving. 7:40 left in the first quarter. 4 receivers, sets 2 on each side. Shotgun formation for Perry. And Perry, he hands it off up the middle. Here's Marshall. Marshall on the right. Nice run right there. And a good 9-yard run for Santee Marshall there inside the Karr 41-yard line. So it's 2nd and 1 for Edna Karr. They're going to go 4 receiver. They're going in a hurry. Shotgun 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and they're going to hand it off to Marshall up the gut. And the defense of Warren Easton holds right there. 53 for 52 and 53. Actually 52 for Warren Easton making the stop. Josh Washington with a nice stop right there. So now 3rd down and 2. Make it 3rd down and 1 for Karr. They're inside. They're on 34. They got to get to their own 36 for a first. They're going to go, and it's the keeper by Perry. Perry going up the middle, close. And they're inside the call 42, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Nice run right there by Skylar Perry. He faked it up the middle to Marshall, and he kept it. So Karr always in a hurry up. 4 wide receiver sets 2 on each side. The shotgun on 1st and 10. High snap, and Perry losing it, and Warren Easton will get the football. 1st and 10. 56 with the recovery, and that's Tyron Nash. 2 big mistakes right there for 19, Skylar Perry. But he knows that he's got to keep playing. He's got to keep playing despite the mistakes. And Coach Bryce Brown pointed to me earlier, there are going to be mistakes early in the game. So 1st and 10 for Warren Easton. And they're inside the call 29, trying to take advantage of the turnover here. Four wide receiver set, shotgun formation. Boyd in the backfield with Starks. 8:36 left in the first quarter. High to give it to Boyd. He gets stuffed in the backfield. 90 with the nice tackle, Tyler Casby. Starting defense, Casby on the defensive line. Number 94, Aaron Kent. 98, Damon Harris. Number 7, Andre Anthony. Number 10, at linebacker, Don. And also number 13, Jalen Bell. Choose the rest of the starters in a minute. 2nd and 11 for Warren Easton. Back to pass. Starks rolling out to right. Throws incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down coming up for Warren Easton. And introducing the rest of the defense, 14, Sam McCardell. And also Marquise Montgomery. And also Lemar Johns, who's starting in defense as well. So 3rd and 11 for Warren Easton. And they got to get to the Karr 19-yard line for a 1st down. Starks looking on the sideline. Shotgun in 4 wide receivers right here for Starks. Starks back to pass, and hold on a minute. There's whistles blow. Delay of the game on Warren Easton is going to push them back 5 yards. And now Warren Easton has 3rd and 15. They're inside the Karr 35, and Coach Tony Hall doesn't like to be having penalties like this right here. So they had problems like that early in the season, shooting themselves in the foot, but hopefully they can try to take advantage here. 3rd down and 16 for Warren Easton inside the Karr 35. 4 wide receiver sets in the shotgun for Starks. Got to pass to Starks. Starks, he throws sideline, and it's incomplete. Good defense right there by Edna Karr. Number 4, Leontae Harris making a play. So now it's 4th down. Actually, yes, it's actually 4th down for the Eagles. And the kicking team is coming to the field. So they're going to punt it. I think this is a good strategy right here for Coach Hall to try to pin Karr deep. Number 26, Larry Barbarino with the punt. High snap. He kicks into a nice kick by Barbarino, and he's going to the sidelines. And they go inside the Karr 3-yard line. Nice kick right there. Number 26, Barbarino with a nice kick right there. I'm going to say Barabino, if I can get the name right. Larry Barabino with a nice kick. So 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. It's the Warren Easton defense making some big plays early in this game. As Perry back at quarterback, and now 24, Tyrod Luckett is now in the backfield with Marshall. 4 wide receiver sets. Shotgun, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 12 seconds left on the play clock. 9 seconds left on the play clock. Perry waiting on the snap. Back to pass. Perry looks. He's going to go deep. And incomplete. Intended for number 3, Kenneth Simmons. He had some time in the backfield right there. But Perry trying to get Simmons, who was open for a second, just a little bit off. He's just trying to get the nervousness and the rust out him right now. And it's good to get some work with him right now, right here. For 2nd and 10, but in the car inside their own 3-yard line. Shotgun formation, and they give it to Luckett. Luckett gets some nice positive yards inside the car 6-yard line. Nice 3-yard run with Tyron Luckett. So now it's 3rd down and 6 for Carr. 4 wide receivers set in the shotgun. And they go to pitch, and they go pitch to Luckett. Luckett cutting back, and he's going to get tackled in the backfield right there. Good job by the Easton defense once again. 32, making a tackle, Pernell Jefferson. So 4th down and 5, and the punt team coming out for Edna Karr. 4:48 and counting in the first quarter. 7-0 Eagles. As number 80, Spurlock, set a punt. He's going to punt it out his end zone. Clyde Chris, number 16, and number 10, Sharvin Morris, waiting to return. Nice snap. And not bad of a kick. Is going to take a roll. And it's touched a little bit. It's muffed, and let's see who gets the ball. And Warren Easton gets it back. Very fortunate right there. Clyde Chris was trying to make an attempt on a return, but he muffed it. But Easton does get the ball back. 1st and 10. So coming up tomorrow, JM Sports Network Game of the Week. We will be in Edgar, Louisiana. St. Charles Catholic against West St. John. Pregame 6:30 and kickoff 7 o'clock. Myself, Everett Bates, and D. Dexter Turner with the call on the JM Sports Network. And JM Sports Network will be out here next week, next Thursday, Edna Karr at McDonald 35. And his 4 wide receiver sets for Warren Easton as they start 1st and 10 inside the Karr 35. And hand it off the ball. Actually, it's a keeper for Starks. Nice positive run right there by Tyree Starks. And they're inside the Karr 31-yard line. So nice run right there by Starks. I mean, he's doing a good job running pretty much the spread option here. So a nice 4-yard run, 2nd and 6 coming up for Warren Easton. And they're inside the Karr 31. They got to get to the Karr 25 for a 1st down. 4 wide receiver sets. And it's Boyd this time getting it. Boyd gets a nice little positive run ahead, but a flag is down. Now let's see the officials right here is. Holding on Warren Easton is going to push them back 5 yards. And that kind of hurts right there for Warren Easton. Penalties hurt them in the last drive, trying to take advantage of a turnover. So now the Eagles are pushed back to the Karr 45-yard line. The officials are trying to make sure everything is straight to be ready to go for the next drive. At timeout on the officials right there. I guess there's a kind of a mix-up right there. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get back into live action in 1 second as the head officials go on to the sideline and talk to Coach Tony Hall. So hopefully we get started. And Sports NOLA, this is the start of a great weekend for SportsNOLA.com. We got this game tonight. We have the first ever regular season game between Rummel and John Curtis this Saturday morning. So this is a big weekend for SportsNOLA.com. So 2nd down and 20 for Warren Easton inside the Karr 45. Back to pass to Starks. He gets it, and a nice catch by the receiver 16, who gets nice blocks right down the field. And they're inside the call 31-yard line, and that is Clyde Chris with the catch right there. But good blocks right there by the wide receivers to set up the screen. So third down coming up for Warren Easton, a manageable third down, a 3rd and 6 for Warren Easton. Warren Easton's got to get to the call 25-yard line at the call 31 for wide receiver sets. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Back to pass is on Starks. Starks throws the sideline, incomplete. It was intended for number 2, Nick Bartholomew. So it's 4th down for the Eagles. It's 4th down territory here. They could just go ahead and go for it because it'll still be bad field position for Edna Karr. So offense is still on the field, so they're going to go for it right here. 4th down and 5 for the Eagles inside the call 30. They got to get to the call for a 1st down. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side. The Starks. 3:09 left in the first quarter. 10 seconds on the play clock. As Starks waiting on a snap. 6 seconds left on the play clock. 5, back to pass to Starks. Starks looks, he's going to go deep. End zone, incomplete. On a flag is down. It could be holding on Edna Karr. And it was intended for number 2, Bartholomew. As the officials gathering up to get the call. Could be pass interference or holding on the Cougars. Let's see. Pass interference on Edna Karr. Automatic 1st down for Warren Easton. As Easton trying to take advantage here. They've been having some good field position all through the start of this game. Now the Eagles are inside the Karr 15-yard line. So it'd be 1st and 10 for Easton. They got to get to the call 5 for 1st and goal. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and back to pass to Starks to set the screen for Chris. Chris gets some nice positive yards right there. Tyree Starks to Clyde Chris. A lot of schools are looking at Chris, the speedster who runs a 4.344 in the 40, and also a Metro and state champion in track. He is very fast and very quick. 240 and counting. 5-yard gain. 5-yard gain for Chris. 4 wide receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right on a 2nd and 5. They give it to actually it's a keeper for Starks. Starks on the right side. Starks pretty close. And that should be, it's a 1st and goal for Warren Easton inside the call 4-yard line. So good job by Tyree Starks moving and grooving. And the offensive line making some holes for him right there. 1st and goal for Warren Easton inside the call 4-yard line to give it to Boyd. Boyd going up the middle again. Close. And it's a touchdown for Warren Easton. Joseph Boyd, 4-yard touchdown for the Eagles. 13-0 Warren Easton. They had to take the line judge to make the call right there. So 4-yard touchdown for Joseph Boyd. So Jose Herrera setting up the point for Warren Easton. Nice snap. Kicks up Herrera. Down the pipe and good. 2:08 left in the first quarter. 14-0. Warren Easton, let's take a timeout. You are watching Prep Football on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. And welcome back to Pan America 14-0. Warren Easton, great start for the Eagles right now on a dangerous Edna Karr team, but without starting quarterback Arden Clark. So it's been a difference so far in the start of the game for Warren Easton. Jose Herrera setting it up to kick off for Warren Easton. They're going to kick from left to right as Causing a returning from right to left. Number 8, Woolridge, 26, Newman setting the return for Edna Karr. And they need to get a good return here just to try to get back in it. And here's the kick by Herrera. High kick, and it will be returnable. It's Woolridge going to take it from the 11, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and it's close right there. And inside the Karr 32-yard line. They get a call 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. Nice return right there for Woolridge. So Warren Easton, I tell you, Warren Easton defense has been pinning back Edna Karr, but it's been mostly Skylar Perry has been just making a couple of little mistakes, but that's what happened. That's a young quarterback there, and that's going to happen. For wide receivers, that's 2 on each side. Shotgun formation for Perry. And waiting on the snap is Perry. I think Marshall's in the backfield with a man in motion. And Perry will hand it off up the middle, up the gut, nothing doing. Good job by the Warren Easton defense is really digging in on Karr. It was Luckett with the carry, number 24. So now they're switching up with 21, Sati Marshall. And it's 2nd and 10. No gain right there, 2nd and 10 for Edna Karr. 4 receivers at 2 on each side in the shotgun. Man in motion. And this time it's Marshall. Marshall going on the right side. He's going to get probably a yard. The defensive line was ready right there for Warren Easton. Making a tackle right there, Jeffrey Holmes. And what's amazing about Jeffrey Holmes, 6 foot, 355 and a freshman. Wow. I tell you, Warren Easton's loaded on defense, but they're young. That's a scary part about this Warren Easton team right here. Face mask on Warren Easton. So it's a 5-yard penalty. So that's big, right? That's a big break for Edna Karr. So it'll repeat it now, 2nd down. So it'll be 2nd and 2. They'll call 40. 4 wide receivers, says 2 on each side of the shotgun. High snap. They give it to Marshall on the left side. Marshall's got a little lane, but good tackle right there by Warren Easton, 25, making a play. And that's David Jones. What a play by Jones, going through the blocks and making a tackle in the backfield. Only 1 yard for Marshall, but it prevented Karr from getting the 1st down. So now it's 3rd down. 3rd down and 2 for Edna Karr in the shotgun. High snap and his back to passes. Perry throws it, caught. 1st down, and it's a good catch right there by Kenneth Simmons. Nice play right there by Perry. Very poised right there and found the right read. Now 1st and 10 Edna Karr inside their own 46, their own 46-yard line. 4 receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left in the shotgun. Marshall in the backfield with Perry. High snap, and they give it to Marshall. Marshall going to the right. Marshall, no gain. The defense once again rises up, 32 this time. Pernell Jefferson, and that is the best Warren Easton defensive player on the team. He makes plays everywhere. He makes plays everywhere at the linebacker position. So now it's 2nd, actually a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. 4 receivers sets for Karr. And back to pass Perry. Perry looks slant, too high. It was intended for Darnell Bridges, number 10. So it will be 3rd down coming up for the Cougars off the one of their best drives so far of the ball game. 10 seconds left in the 1st quarter. So it's a 3rd down and 8 for Edna Karr. They got to get to the Warren Easton 44 for a 1st down. 4 receivers sets, 3 to the right, 1 to the left for Perry. High snap, Perry back to pass. Perry got time. Perry is going to go deep and intercept. Oh, in and out the heads. Wow. That was a pick right there, and it was dropped. But good coverage, and it's 4th down for Edna Karr. And we'll get the number in 1 second who it was who had the pick, and he had it right there. And it was actually 14, Michael Moore, who had the pick and dropped it. So now Carr will punt the football as Spurlock back to punt. He's going to punt it from the Carr 33-yard line. High snap, and he kicks into it. High kick for Spurlock. And they're going to roll. It might have went off of a Warren Easton player. Let's see. Carr football. Wow. Like I said, the ball's a little bit dangerous. And it touched the Warren Easton player. And that is the end of the first quarter. Your score, Warren Easton 14, Edna Karr nothing. You're watching Prep Football on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. And welcome back. Second quarter gets started here as Edna Karr gets possession on a muff punt. And they said it was probably off of Clyde Chris, pretty close. But I got to tell you one thing. You know, if the receivers are going to go for it and try to get the ball, especially that kind of ball being loose, you know, they got to be in a better position to try to get it. Because plain and simple, if the ball is hot, get away from the ball. And right then and there, it closed, but it taught the Warren to play. Karr gets possession. 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Back to pass is Perry. Perry looks. Perry's got time. Perry, he gets hit. There's a fumble. And oh, wow, they're going to call it incomplete. Oh, my goodness. It'll be second time for Edna Karr. That's a big break right there. Because I believe the ball came out as soon as Perry got hit. I tell you. And it might be a personal foul. Yep, unsportsmanlike conduct on Warren Easton. That's going to be huge right there in the call. But I really think that was pretty close. But I think that was a fumble. I really think that was a fumble right there. And I tell you, you know, kind of some questionable stuff a little bit from the staff a little bit here. But a big break for Edna Karr. Wow. Because it looked like Perry got hit before he threw the football. And all of a sudden they called an incomplete pass and a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct on Easton, which moves Karr 1st and 10 inside the Easton 13-yard line. This is big confidence here now for Karr as they're driving to try to get on the board, try to get on the scoreboard. 11:52 left, just starting the second quarter. 4 receivers sets, 2 on each side, and the shotgun for Perry. And they're going to hand it off to Marshall. Marshall going to the left side, near the corner. Good tackle right there. Number 7 making the play, and that's Chris Fortin. I'll tell you one thing, it's not easy to score on this Warren Easton defense, and Carr's trying to take the little by little breaks they can. 2nd and 7 for Karr. 4 receivers, 2 on each side in the shotgun. High snap, back to pass to Perry. Perry throws, caught by Marshall, going to the right side, cuts back and gets hit inside the Warren Easton 2-yard line. And it's pretty close right there. There's a 3rd and 1 coming up. Thought it was a 1st and goal. Fisher's going to call timeout. They're going to probably call for a measurement here, because Karr had to get to the Easton 3 for a 1st and goal. That's a big play right there by Perry as he found Santee Marshall on the flat. And cut back right there. It could be enough. Let's see. Tony Hall not too happy with the crew so far. As they extend the change right here. Let's see. And it's enough. 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. 1st and goal. Edna Karr inside the car. I'm going to say they're 1st and goal inside the Warren Easton 3-yard line. They get the Warren Easton 2-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Cougars. And I tell you, this has been a big drive for the Cougars despite the breaks right here. So a shotgun formation, 4 receivers, 2 on each side in the shotgun. Actually 3 receivers this time, 2 backs in the backfield. And a snap, and they give it a Luckett. Luckett up the middle of the guy, close. And they dunk it in there. Good job by the defensive line by Warren Easton. Pins them back. So it looked like it got an inch right there. So it'll be 2nd and goal. So Luckett and Marshall in the game with Perry. 2nd and goal for Karr inside the Easton 2. 3 receivers in the shotgun. And this time it's Perry up the middle. End zone. Touchdown, Edna Karr. 2-yard touchdown for number 19, Skylar Perry. Nice job by Perry making the read from the running back and keeping it in for 6. So now it's 14-6. Warren Easton with the lead with an extra point coming up. What a drive for Edna Karr, bouncing back after Warren Easton jumping on Edna Karr and going up two scores. It could be a little more worse than that, especially with a turnover early. Man coming on the field late, 10 seconds on the play clock. Arshil Duranzalet for the extra point, 6 seconds. 5 on the play clock. Can he hit it off? 3 seconds. 2 on the play clock. Snap down. Kick is up for Arshil Duranzalet. Good. 10-12 left in the second quarter. 14-7. Warren Easton with a 7-point lead. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Sport Football on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. And welcome back. 14-7. Warren Easton with a 7-point lead. Edna Karr getting on the scoreboard. 2-yard touchdown by number 19, Skylar Perry, cutting the lead in half, 14-7. And that's a huge drive for Edna Karr right there. And some big breaks as well. So Arshil Duranzalet, number 49, ready to kick off for Edna Karr. Number 7, Chris Fulton, and number 16, Clyde Chris, ready to receive for the Eagles. It's Coach Bryce Brown looking to get some momentum from his young squad, especially winning 4 straight games. And here's the kick, little short kick right there, going to the sidelines, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be some flags down. Warren Easton could have some good field position and a good start right there. Tony Hall talking with some of the officials, and I think he was looking for some offsides on Edna Karr. And Warren Easton could start it on 35, or they could have the option to re-kick it. Because we seen that last year in the state semifinals where it was a kick that went out of bounds. He said to re-kick it again just to have better field position. But not just that, it's confidence for his special teams, knowing that he can do any and anything. And not just that, can get a touchdown right there. So Chris and Fulton setting the return as they're gonna re-kick it as Karr is pushed back 5 yards. They're gonna kick it off. Durant's gonna kick it off from the Karr 35-yard line.
Same thing, square kick.
And they probably and I wouldn't be surprised. Durant might try to do squib kick again, but Durant is a good kicker and he can kick it deep. So let's see what he does. So here's the kick by Durant. Pretty high kick. It's going to go to the sidelines, and it will go out of bounds inside the Warren Easton 12. And let's see if Hall says stay on the field. He's gonna go ahead and take the penalty again and re-kick it. But it's a good strategy because you think about it, you got special people like Chris, and also you got special people like number 3 Damian Tate was on the field as well. You know, you got some people out there that can break it at any time. They can just break it at any minute, any time. So that's why that Hall is definitely optioning to just re-kick it again. And now Durant's going to kick it from the Karr 30-yard line. He kicked a deep one the last time, but it went out of bounds. If it would have kept it in bounds, Chris would have got the ball, but we would have to see what happens on the return. 10-12 left in the first half. Durant's led back, setting the kick for Edna Karr. We will have scores from Sports Nola in just a minute. Here's the kick. Chris will return it from the 23. He's going to go to the 35. He's going to go to the 40, and he's going to get a decent return inside the Warren Easton 42-yard line. 1st and 10, Eagles. As we mentioned, power rankings pretty tight between these two teams. Warren Easton is number 8 in the power rankings, and also number 2 in Class 4A, and Edna Karr, number 18 in the power rankings as well. As Easton's offense is trying to get the ball in, and right now, second quarter, 19-14, St. Augustine up on Holy Cross tonight over at Tag on the Stadium. 4 receiver sets, shotgun formation, 3 to the right, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Back to pass to Starks. Starks out, pressure coming. Starks is going to go to the left side. He gets tackled right there. Gets about maybe a yard, but good job by number 7, Andre Anthony, the LSU signee. And I tell you one thing, man, he can go. And he's wearing the famous number 7, who was formerly worn by Tyron Ferguson, who is at Nebraska. 9:34 and counting in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 for Warren Easton inside. They're on 42-yard line. 4 receiver set, shotgun, high snap. They give it a Boyd this time. Going to the right, nothing doing. Number 10, Donnell Bridges, making a play for the Cougars. So now 3rd and 10 for Warren Easton. Easton been doing a very good job on their first couple drives. Karr's defense is starting to dig in now. 3rd and 10 for Easton. They got to get to the Karr 48-yard line for a first down. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Starks in the backfield with Boyd. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Back to pass to Starks. Starks looks, got pressure coming. Starks is going to run up the middle. Starks, he's going to get a couple positive yards on the play, but it'll be 4th down for Easton. They're inside the Easton 49-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 4 for the Eagles. So I'm wondering if, no, they're going to leave the offense on the field. They're going to definitely go for it. 4 receiver sets, shotgun for Starks. Oh, and one of the Karr players crossed over, but no flag went down. Wow. So 9 seconds left on the play clock. They're trying to get Karr off sides. 5 seconds. They might just take the delay of game. 2 seconds. 1. And no time actually. They're going to go ahead. Warren is going to take a timeout. And we're going to stay right here. As for a second, they was trying to get Edna Karr off sides, and looks like number 94, Aaron Kent, he crossed. But surprisingly, the officials didn't call anything. So very fortunate for Karr as they got back maybe on time. I don't know, but this is the first time out for in the first half for Warren Easton. Like we mentioned, over tag on the stadium as Justin McCoy throws a touchdown to Kuve Williams for a 37-yard touchdown, and it's 19-14 St. Augustine with 1:10 left in the first half. And a lot of other games all across the city, and we'll have scores from there. And right now, over in Sterlington, Rayville's lead Sterlington in second quarter action, 38-20. So 4th down, and out there for Warren Easton is 25. Is actually Barabino for the punt, and nice snap. He kicks into it. Nice punt right there. It's gonna roll, and it's returnable, but he gets tackled right there. Newman tried to take it, and he's tackled inside the Karr 15-yard line. So good kick by Larry Barabino. So I tell you, the special teams doing a tremendous job for Warren Easton, preventing big returns for the Edna Karr Cougars. It's Perry back at quarterback, and 21 Marshall in the backfield. William, shotgun formation, 4 receivers sets, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and a 1st and 10. Nice snap, and handed over the middle. Marshall gets nothing. Nice job by the defensive line for Warren Easton. Once again, they're really digging in on the offensive line, an experienced offensive line at that for Edna Karr. So it was no gain on the play, 2nd and 10 for Edna Karr. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Perry waiting on the snap, high snap. Perry keeps it going to the left side. Perry, he'll get about a yard on play. So nothing is easy for Edna Karr. They're going to have to take anything that Easton can give them here. 7:09 and counting in the first half. Now it's a 3rd down, 3rd and 8 for Karr. They got to get to their own 16 for a 1st down. 4 receivers sets in the shotgun, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Perry's waiting on the snap. Perry, back pass. Perry throws, caught by Newman, and a nice catch right there. Pretty close there. And it's a 1st down for Edna Karr. Nice play right there. Perry to 26, Warren Newman. So they got, like I said, they got to take, Karr got to take little by little and try to gain confidence on each play. 1st and 10, shotgun formation. And this time it is Marshall going to the left. Marshall gets hit in the backfield right there. Nice tackle, number 32, Parnell Jefferson. And it is a loss for Edna Karr. They're inside their own 15-yard line. So now it's a 2nd and 12 for the Cougars. 14-7, Warren Easton with the lead. Shotgun formation, 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side, and a shotgun for Skylar Perry. Perry, back to pass. Perry, it's got time. Perry throws. Oh, it's in and out their hands right there. Number 55 had a pick, Raynell Beeson, and he had a lane going to the left side if he would have got the pick. And I tell you, nobody was right there in the middle for Perry. Nobody was there at all. He had time, but nobody was in the middle. So 3rd and 12 coming up. And wait a minute, a flag is down. A flag is down, rough, and it's personal foul roughing the passer on Warren Easton. That's a big break right there for Edna Karr. Automatic 1st down. Wow. Karr will take it now inside their own 41-yard line. And I tell you, that's the one thing Coach Tony Hall cannot stand is unwanted penalties. 4 wide receiver sets in the shotgun, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. And Marshall in the backfield with Skylar Perry. Perry waiting on the snap. And this time Marshall going up the middle. Nice positive yards right there for Santee Marshall, and then inside the 45-yard line, 4-yard gain for Santee Marshall. So they're going in a hurry. 2nd and 6 for Edna Karr. High snap. Marshall gets it again. Going in. Good job by the Easton defense once again. 55. Redeeming himself after the could have been picked right there. Raynell Beeson with the tackle. So it'll be a 3rd down as they push back Karr inside. They're on 42. Carr's got to get to the Easton 49 for a 1st down. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. On a 3rd and 9. Perry on the option on the left. He pitches it to Marshall, gets tackled in the backfield. And 25 making a play for the Easton Eagles. David Jones once again. Big time play right there for Jones. And the Easton defense makes a big stop as Spurlock coming on in the field for Karr to punt the football. And the Easton special teams has to be careful on the kicks here. Chris waiting to return. High snap. Spurlock, he digs into it. Not bad of a kick. It's going to take a roll. It's going to take a car roll inside the Warren Easton 18-yard line. Good punt right there by Spurlock. Probably maybe the worst field position of the game for Warren Easton. As now they got to take it. They got to have to take it about 82 yards for pay dirt. So the Easton offense back to the field. Karr's defense trying to look to get some momentum once again. And they got to keep making the plays here. The offense, I tell you, they got to keep digging and digging. 1st and 10, Warren Easton. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Starks has Boyd in the backfield with him. And he's taking his time and as he's getting the play from the sidelines. 10 seconds left on the play clock. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Starks waiting on snap. Back to pass Starks. Starks throws sideline and incomplete. Intended for number 16, Clyde Chris. Had it in his hands and he dropped it. So it'll be 2nd down. And I think it would be good for Easton to try to employ the running game just a little bit, just to run a little bit of clock, but not just that, to just try to wear down the Karr defense, which they were successful with early in the ball game. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side on a 2nd and 10. Easton. And they hand it off the Boyd. Boyd going to the left side, got a lane. He's going to go to the 30 inside the Easton, the 3-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Like I mentioned, the running game has been successful when they go back to it. Nice yards right there by Joseph Boyd. So Easton going forward inside their own 32. 1st and 10. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side for Starks. Snap, and he gives it to Boyd. Boyd will probably get no gain on the play. Number 10, Darnell Bridges making the tackle. Actually a 1-yard gain for Boyd. So Bridges making a big play right there. 3:42 and counting in the first half. And Easton having a 7-point lead, 14-7. And trying to get a good drive here. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. 4 wide receivers set shotgun. And this time it's Starks keeping it going to the left side. He cuts back. He goes to the 40, 30, 45, 50, and the flag is down. Could be a block in the back. Let's see. I got to tell you, Starks doing a very good job holding on to the ball and taking care of it. But that flag might really hurt the Eagles because that was a 1st and 10 and a lot of yards right after. And it is a hold on down. You know, you got to really be careful, especially because they call a lot of chop blocks this season, man, a lot of them. And it was, and some way, somehow down the field, Warren Easton's receivers one of them might have been, probably was holding right there. Close, but I tell you, you got to be careful where you put your hands in on the jersey. Get in on the outside. They're going to call that all day long. 1st and 10. Now make it 2nd and 25. I'm sorry, 2nd and 25 for Warren Easton. Now they're inside their own 18-yard line. They got to get to their own 42 for a first. 4 receiver sets in the shotgun for Starks. Starks, he throws the screen to Sylvester. Sylvester, 25, inside the Easton 33-yard line. Nice quick screen right for Starks to number 37, Terrence Sylvester. And a flag is down. Possibility somebody said something, and it was one of the assistant coaches. And a couple of the officials I was talking with before the ball game, personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on Easton is going to push them back, and it had to be one of the assistant coaches that said something, because I talked with a couple of officials before the ball game, and they've been emphasizing more than anything else this season on language. So you have to be careful, because if the officials don't see it, they're not going to force it. But if they see you with bad language, they're calling it. They can call a personal foul. So that's why Tony Hall was upset with one of his assistants, because he said something and the official heard it. So they pushed back Easton, and then I was 3rd and 24. They're inside their own 19. They got to get to their own 42 for a first down. 4 receivers, 2 on each side for Starks. Got the pass to Starks. Starks has a little time. Starks is going to roll to the left. Starks is looking. Starks, he's going to throw. Caught! And it's going to be close, and he's going to have a first down for Warren Easton inside the Easton 43, make it the Easton 44-yard line. Good play right there from Tyree Starks and number 16, Clyde Chris, with the catch to the sidelines. So 1st and 10, Easton, 2:43 left in the first half. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side. They're going on the center. Actually, there's a 4th and 1, so they're going to sneak it. And it Starks sneaks it up the middle as a first down. So 1st and 10 for Easton inside. Okay, inside the Easton 38. So they had to get to the 38 for first down, so 1st and 10. I'm sorry, the Easton 43-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 for the Eagles. So 4 wide receiver sets on a 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Boyd in the backfield with Tyree Starks. And still plenty of time left for the Eagles to try to strike once again. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Back to pass Starks. Starks throws it. D. Caught! And it goes 20, 50, 10 inside the Karr 3-yard line. And I believe that is number 6, Johannes Tyler, with the catch for the Eagles. Big time first down. Big time first down for Warren Easton with 2:30 left in the first half. 1st and goal, Eagles inside the Karr 5. They're going to sneak it with Starks, going up the gut. And he's down inside the Karr 2-yard line. As Easton was going a little bit here. Well, what a catch right there by Tyler. Taking it there and going up the field. And he was wide open right there. 2:05 and counting. 7-point lead for the Eagles. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side. 8 seconds left on the play clock. Starks is just getting the play in. 5 seconds on the play clock. 3 seconds. 2. High snap. Starks throws. End zone! And it is caught! Oh, incomplete. Wow. It is a flag, though. Nick Bartholomew looked like he had the catch. They called it incomplete, but flags are down. Flags are down. That could be pass interference on Edna Karr. And it is a pass interference on Edna Karr, so it'll be a 1st and goal. And to me, it looked like a catch from Bartholomew. And that should be a 2-yard touchdown, but The officials called him incomplete, but a big break right there with the pass interference. First and goal inside the 2. Sneak for Starks. And let's see if he got in it. He's in. Touchdown. Warren Easton. Tyree Starks. 2-yard touchdown for the Eagles. 20-7. Warren Easton. What a play by Tyree Starks. He is really growing up, stepping in for Deshaun Capers-Smith this year, and he has really grown as a starting quarterback now. And like I've been saying the last couple of weeks, this Warren Easton team is getting better and better every week. Jose Herrera ready to kick the extra point for Warren Easton. High snap. Kick is up for Herrera. Pretty close. No good. The score, 1:36 left in the first half. 20-7. Warren Easton with the lead. Let's take a timeout. You're watching Prep Football right here on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. To 7. Warren Easton extending the lead on Edna Karr. BK Jones with you from Pan American Stadium on Prep Football on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. Join us on Saturday for the First NBC Prep Showcase this Saturday, the first anticipated Catholic League meeting between Archbishop Rummel and John Curtis. Special coverage will start 11 a.m. Central Time on WHNO TV 20 and SportsNola.com. So tune in for that game. That game was originally for 2 o'clock, but they pushed it up early because of potential big-time inclement weather. So the game and start at 11 a.m. So tune in this Saturday for a big-time Catholic League ball game that really will decide the Catholic League championship. So Jose Herrera will kick it off for Warren Easton. 26 Warren Newman, number 8 Monte Warriors waiting to return. And here's the kick. High kick for Herrera. Warriors return from his 15. It goes to the 20, 25, inside. And they're inside the Karr 28-yard line. Good job by the Warren Easton special teams. And no big returns. So they had one decent return, but not too many big ones for Edna Karr. As Warren Easton is just really just aiming on all points right now, offensively, defensively, and special team. So number 19, Perry, coming back on the field for Edna Karr as they're going to try to get on the ball quickly. 4 receiver sets in the shotgun. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 1:30 left in the first half. Back to passes Perry. Perry looks. Perry's going to go deep. And in and out the hands of Kenneth Simmons. It was deflected a little bit. Number 7 was right there, Chris Fortin, but almost caught right there by Simmons. Now, I'll tell you one thing about Perry. If he throws it right, it could be a big-time game right there for Kenneth Simmons. So 2nd and 10 for Karr. 4 receivers sets, 3 to the right, 1 to the left in the shotgun. Perry waiting. Perry back to pass. Hayden pump fakes. He's going to go deep. And, in and out the hands right there of number 9, DeJuan Dixon. Man, I tell you, Dixon almost caught it one-handed right there. He'd have caught that. That would have been a great catch. 1:17 left in the first half. And now it's a 3rd and 10 for Edna Karr. And then they got to get to their own 38 for a first down. Shotgun formation for Perry. Perry back to pass. Perry, look, he's got time. Perry rolls out to the left. Perry, those calls, incomplete. Intended for number 8, Diamante Warriors, and there's a 4th down for Edna Karr with 109 left in the first half. And Easton probably going to have a chance to try to score again. They have 109 left and 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. Clyde Chris waiting, ready to return with number 10, Sharvin Morris. Spurlock is going to kick it off from the Karr 11-yard line. Make it the Karr 10-yard line. And I tell you, Spurlock's got to kick this thing deep. High snap. Spurlock, he kicks into it. Not a bad punt. Right there, wow. What a pop. Morris tried to return him, and he took a big-time hit. And the Karr gets him down inside the Easton 45-yard line. 20 with the hit right there. Razan Baker, if I can get it right, Razan Baker with the hit on Morris. He took his shot. Both of them took a shot right there. Morris fortunate enough to get up, but I tell you right now, 20, Baker is shook up, and the whole coaching staff is taking a look at him, and they're bringing him to the sideline. He's coming off his own power, but he is woozy. Both players took a big shot right there, and we hope that Baker's okay. They're going to really monitor him on the sideline. Could be a big concussion right there. I mean, I tell you, big collision right there. We hate to see people getting hurt, but that was like a Mack truck, just 2 Mack trucks running into each other. 1st and 10 for Warren Easton inside. They're on 43-yard line, shotgun formation. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Starks waiting in the backfield. Let's get the play from the sideline. 8 seconds left on the play clock. 6 seconds left on the play clock. Turi, back to pass is Starks. Starks looks, throws, slang, caught once again, and he breaks the tackle. 20, 15, 10, 5, in end zone. Touchdown, Warren Easton. Number 6, Johannes Tyler. And let's get this right. 57 yards for a touchdown. Tyree Starks to Johannes Tyler. What a play by Tyler. He was wide open on a slant. He broke 2 tackles, and he goes all the way in for a touchdown. 26-7. Warren Easton Eagles with the lead. Tony Hall ecstatic of what he's seeing right now from his Eagles. Was it Herrera for the extra point? Snap down. Kick is up for Herrera. And it is good. 50 seconds left in the first half. 27-7. Warren Easton with a big start in the first half. We're going to stay with you right here on SportsNola.com. VK Jones with you from Pan American Stadium. Well, unbelievable. Tyree Starks, I mean, making some huge plays in the first half. I mean, making some big-time throws and plays. You know, he's doing it all. To me, out of all the games I've probably seen, and Starks has been growing. To me, this has been his best all-around game this season. He's been making plays all over the place, throwing and running the ball. And you have to think, Starks is a senior, ladies and gentlemen. That's the unbelievable part about Tyree Starks. He's a 6'3" senior. Wow. It's unbelievable that Coach Tony Hall, very fortunate to have him just for that 1 year. So Warren Easton coming onto the field. He's going to be kicking off. Coach Bryce Brown looking for answers right now for the Karr Cougars. And Karr has not, I'll tell you, Karr has not faced a deficit like this since St. Paul's, since the first game in the season against St. Paul's. They have not faced a big deficit like that all year since the first game in the season against St. Paul's. They lost in a couple of close games. They lost in a close game against Landry Walker. Did all they can to win the game, but came up short. And then lost a close and controversial game against Brother Martin. But right now, Warren Easton is dominating. Here's Herrera kicking it off. Nice high kick. Newman will return. He's going to from a 12. And he's going to go towards maybe the 15, 20, inside the Karr 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Newman trying to return, but good job out of Warren Easton special teams. Like I mentioned, you know what you can say about Warren Easton. Offense, defense, special teams, they are hitting on all cylinders right now in the first half. So Perry back at quarterback number 19. 4 receivers set, shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Karr trying to at least get a score before the half. High snap, Perry back to pass. Perry throws to the sidelines. Woolridge going to the 25, goes to the 30, breaks a couple tackles inside.
Perry's pass complete to Woolridge.
The call 34-yard line, close to a first down for the Cougars. And it is actually a first down for Karr as they move the chains. Karr's going to have to be in a hurry. 30 seconds left in the first half. They do have all 3 timeouts. Shotgun formation. Back to pass is Perry. Perry looking. Perry is going deep. And it is incomplete. And no flags either. Pretty close right there. There was some contact between Race McMath and number 14, Michael Moore. But no flags down, but pretty close. But it'll be second down for Edna Karr. 22 seconds left in the first half. As Perry, he was looking going down the pipe for their main guy, Race McMath. Good deep guy, but great coverage right there by Morris. By Moore, I meant to say. Second down and 10 for Karr. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers, 2 on each side. And they're going to go up the middle with the running back. And only about 2-3 yards on the play. And it's 24 Luckett with the carry. And the Karr is not even calling timeout. 8 seconds left, 7. Looks like they're going to try and go ahead and take it in the locker room. And that will be the final play of the first half. The score. The Warren Easton Eagles, great start. 27-7 at halftime over the Edna Karr Cougars. Timeout. You are watching Prep Football on SportsNoto.com. Presented by First NBC.
School. He guided the Eagles to the 4A state championship game in 2014, the first state title game appearance for Easton since 1958. He played at Sarah Reed and at Louisiana Lafayette, and coached previously at Sarah Reed and at Mandeville. Warren Easton faces Archbishop listen to me, Archbishop Karr, right? Yeah. Face Edna Karr in a 9-4A showdown Thursday night at Pan American Stadium in what should be an outstanding football game. Please give a warm welcome to Warren Easton head coach Tony Hull. Tony?
First of all, I want to thank the quarterback club and Mr. Trahan for having me, and I want to thank you also for what you do for high school sports in Louisiana, state of Louisiana. It's second to none, and the coaches and the players. We truly appreciate what you do, the coverage you give, the exposure you give to our kids. Next, and they're not here, but I want to thank my Warren Easton Charter Board and my principal, Alexander Melly, for the opportunity they've given me, and also my coaches. It's too many to name. However, this thing starts off with those guys. It starts off with my coaching staff. The more they develop as coaches, the more the program develops. The more the kids develop, the better our program gets year in and year out. Currently, right now, we're 7-1. Our only loss came from week 2 versus Evangel High School in a battle on the border event up in Shreveport. We lost, I think, 21-6 or something like that. But our defense caused 7 turnovers. Just offensively, we just couldn't get it going. The one thing about football that I love is that it's a copycat sport. So once our offense sputtered versus Evangel, I knew weeks 3, 4, 5, and throughout, everybody was going to copy what they did and try to emulate what they did. And we were able to make adjustments and fix our problems with what schematically Evangel did. And the rest has been history. But the one thing about our program this year is everybody here is Warren Easton. They talk about how great our offense has been, but our defense is the catalyst. Our defense is what's spearheading our season this year. I think we're averaging giving up something like 9 to 10 points a game. We're averaging 4 turnovers a game. So our defense is playing some really, really good football. Last year was a great year for us. The good thing about last year was everyone talked about how talented we was and how great the program was because of the talent. The bad thing about last year was everybody talked about how talented we were. And the reason we were was because we were so talented. So the kids this year took it upon themselves to try to dispel the rumor out there that Warren Easton is only good because of talent. Before we started this season, we only had 2 or 3 kids committed to Division I scholarships. And as we started winning, as we started being successful, people started to notice and want to come back to see what we had, and they're starting to notice that it's not about talent, it's about our program and our processes that we have into developing kids and young men. There's a serious misconception, fallacy, if you want to say, about in the coaching profession, about the coaches from the New Orleans area. That misconception is that the schools in the New Orleans area only went off of talent. That's a nasty misconception that needs to be put to bed. Mr. Trahan knows and everyone knows that I think it has to do with the coaching and the development of young men in the New Orleans area that has us successful throughout the years. You can't went off of talent alone, and hopefully we're doing a job of putting that rumor to bed because there are some great coaches in the New Orleans area that do a tremendous job, and if they were talented or not, they would still be successful. When we first started the year out, people talked about how this was a rebuilding year for us and how we weren't going to do as well. And I'm sitting back thinking, and I'm like, well, hold on. Every year you guys don't say John Curtis is going to rebuild. You expect Curtis to be competing to win games year in year out and win championship year in year out. So me and my coaches took that and we used that to build upon. We don't want to have a program at Warren Easton where people figure we have a good program every year or every 4 years. We're trying to, all due respect, we're trying to be the public school John Curtis in the New Orleans area. We're trying to compete for it year in and year out, develop good young men of good character that's going to graduate, that's going to not only get to college on an athletic scholarship, but to stay there. We take pride in that. We had 12 guys last year signed, only 3 redshirted. Out of those 12 guys, we don't have a negative report about their academic status. We don't have a negative report about their character. We don't have a negative report about them handling their business day in and day out off the field. And we take pride in that. And that's what we want to develop at Warren Easton and continue to develop at Warren Easton High School. One of the other things we haven't done, and Mr. Trahan might frown upon this, we took it upon ourselves to make sure it was about Warren Easton this year and not about individual accolades. So we don't send any stats out. There's not a media outlet that has a single stat on Warren Easton this year, and that was for a purpose and for a reason, because the kids decided they didn't want stats and accolades to get in the way of what we were doing this year. Now, let me say this. The guys last year did a great job of keeping the accolades and the attention focused on the team and not themselves. But the seniors this year decided, Coach, don't send anything out. And, we decided to do that. I'm going to do it, though, after the Edna Karr game. And the stats are going to be surprising. You're going to be astonished about the kids we have and the numbers they put up, because it's no longer a secret. We take pride in what we do at 3019 Canal Street, and hopefully we can continue to do it. We can continue to win it. It's going to be a great game Thursday night versus Edna Karr High School, who's the most underrated team in the area. On film, they're probably the best team we've seen all year. And yes, we played in management. Yes, they're good. Yes, but Edna Karr is an extremely underrated team that's starting to play really well right now. So hopefully we can be successful and keep going and see where this thing goes.
Questions? Anyone? Raise your hand if you have a question. We'll get the microphone to you.
How many players do you have on your team you think is going to play at Division I?
This year coming up, or just overall?
Overall.
We have about 10 to 12 this year. We're going to have about 9 to 11 next year, and hopefully about maybe 16 the following year. We have a really, really good freshman class. So, you know, it's a tribute to our program and how we develop kids, but also how Warren Easton developed kids as a whole. Coaches come to Warren Easton because they know they're going to qualify. They don't have to worry about them going to class. They don't have to worry about them doing those things. They're going to qualify, and they're going to be good kids. You know? And that's just a tribute to Warren Easton itself. How we got successful football-wise, I went and spoke with several teachers at the school who has a high success rate when it comes to kids passing and doing well. And, you know, the one thing about those teachers and the model at Warren Easton, we don't allow our kids to fail. So they're constantly on those kids' back and making sure they do everything possible. So, you know, that number that I just yelled out was because A, we're developing kids, and because B, we've developed a reputation, a brand of producing high academic kids that can qualify and that can go on to college and stay there.
So are you in favor of steering them to stay in state?
Well, my number one player of all time last year stayed in the state of Louisiana, contrary to what people believe. I'm in favor of kids going somewhere where they can be successful. My job in the recruiting process is to steer all the knuckleheads away, all the individuals who I don't believe have the best interests at heart for my kids. So that goes to schools where if there's not one New Orleans kid on your roster, New Orleans kid on your roster, well, you can not have a special interest in making sure this kid is successful, and you don't have to come back here. You know, one thing JT taught me is you hold coaches accountable to their word, and you don't let them come back if they don't maintain their word. So that's what we do at Warren Easton. So it seems as though we send a lot of kids to the state of Louisiana because that's usually the schools that have the best interest, but we're open to them going anywhere as long as that school has the best interest of our kid at heart.
Anyone else?
Coach, how much experience do your kids have when they get to one of these football games?
It varies. It varies. Some kids play in a park their whole career. Some kids, it's their first time playing football. We had a kid, and then we always talk about this, Kendall Franklin, who led the state in sacks last year, and he's at Arizona now. Kendall Franklin came to us as a 5'5", 140-pound, Coke bottle wearing glasses quarterback who couldn't spell football. He never played it a year in his life. Well, by the time he graduated, he was 6'2", 240, and playing linebacker DN, and he looks like something you called out a magazine. You know, so it kind of varies. We have a plan in place for each kid who comes from different backgrounds, and we just follow those policies and procedures and dealing with them to develop them into, you know, a ball player. Not everybody's going to play college ball, you know, but everybody's going to go to college or going to go to the armed forces. You know, the school itself has had 100% graduation rate in the past 8 years. That's the school. That's not football. So you can imagine how our teachers at Warren Easton are on top of our kids to make sure that they're, you know, doing what they have to do to be successful. Any other questions? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
And welcome back. Halftime, 27-7. Warren Easton with a big lead on Edna Karr. We would like to thank Tony Hall. That was his speech, a nice little speech he put on this past Tuesday at the Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club, and talking about the school, talking about his team and everything else. And he's basically speaking more about unselfishness to his team, and that's what they're all about. And so far, they are showing it right now on the field in this first half, totally dominating in the first half, making plays all over the place, especially with quarterback Tyree Starks, who has a total, who has over he has two total touchdowns and over 250 total yards in the first half. He's making a lot of great plays for this Warren Easton offense. And big-time props going to their receiver, number 6, Johannes Tyler, who's really stepping in and making some huge catches, running and gunning and everything else. And Tyler's 6'5", just a 10th grader, ladies and gentlemen, a 10th grader, 6'5", and just getting the football. And the way they are going right now, they're making a huge statement, but they still have a second half to play to try to hold on and win this game and clinch a share of the District 9 4A championship. Edna Karr is going to have to really bounce back quickly, as Skylar Perry is going to have to really make better throws. And not just that, the running game is going to have to really come and play more and more in the second half to try to keep this hot Warren Easton offense off the field. And I tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, this has, I thought at first this was going to be an interesting game, but it is like one-sided right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, but this is our first night of big-time coverage right here on SportsNola.com. Saturday, we have a big ball game on the first NBC Prep Showcase, and it will be the first ever Catholic League meeting between Archbishop Rummel and John Curtis. Coverage will start at 11 a.m. That's right, 11 a.m. Central Time on WHNO TV 20 and SportsNola.com. We will be live on the first NBC Prep Showcase, Archbishop Rummel, John Curtis, to decide the Catholic League Championship. That's going to be a huge game. Ken Trahan with the call of that big game on Saturday. And it's going to be a great game, and I can't wait to see that live myself. And they had to move the game early because of bad inclement weather that is coming on Saturday. A lot of games on Saturday are pushed up early because of the bad weather that's coming. They said possibly the bad weather will be coming around 2 p.m. on. So, and a lot of places in the state of Louisiana are doing trick-or-treating and activities the day before on tomorrow because of the bad weather that's coming. So let's take a time out. We'll come back with the start of the second half. Warren Easton, 27. Edna Karr, 7. You are watching Prep Football on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. And welcome back. Second half action about to begin as Edna Karr about to get back to the sidelines to get ready to start this second half of play. They're looking to try to make a big comeback in this ball game. And they haven't been down like this since St. Paul's early in the season. So we'll have more, hopefully we'll have more updates for you in 1 second for other scores all over the state of Louisiana. St. Augustine is playing Holy Cross tonight, Tag Home Stadium. We last heard that St. Augustine was up right now in the third quarter, 3:11 left. Gavin Broussard hits a 30-yard field goal to cut the lead for Holy Cross. 19-17, St. Augustine leads with 3:11 left in the third quarter. And we also have some big games all across the city and state tonight on a Thursday night. And here's some interesting stats for you right here. In the first half for Edna Karr, 34 carries rushing, only 34 yards rushing, 42 yards passing, 76 total yards for Edna Karr's offense. Easton has 90 yards rushing, 167 yards passing, 257 total yards in the first half for Warren Easton. So they're totally dominating in the yards category right here. As we're about to get started with the second half, as Edna Karr will kick it off. Arshia Duranzelet setting the kick off for the Edna Karr Cougars as Warren Easton will receive. This is a huge series coming up for Edna Karr, right? I'm gonna say for Warren Easton, but not just that, for Edna Karr's defense to try to slow them down. And here's the kick by Duranzelet to start the second half. Here we go. And it goes right into the end zone for a touchback as the Easton Eagles will start inside their own 20-yard line. As the offense coming back to the field as Tyrese Starks and crew. The way the offense has been rolling, I tell you, Coach Tony Ho, hopefully that the consistency keeps going. Like we mentioned, dangerous team that is getting better. As the officiating crew setting it up. And it'll be 1st and 10 coming up for Warren Easton inside their own 20-yard line. V.K. Jones with you from Pan American Stadium as we start the second half. Two receivers on each side in a shotgun formation for Starks. Starks, it goes back, passing is caught, and got some blocks in front. Nice run right there. Nick Bartholomew, number 2, with the catch. And some nice yards on the short screen. As I tell you, they're taking what Edna Karr is giving them right now. As I tell you, Karr's setting up. They're setting up long. Easton's going short. They're setting up short. They're going long. So it's 2nd and 3, 7-yard game right there. 2nd and 3 for Easton inside their own 27-yard line. Shotgun formation. And it's Bordy gets hit in the backfield. What a hit right there. Number 7, Andre Anthony with the pop. So it'll be 3rd down for Warren Easton. Like we mentioned, this is a big series for the Karr defense. They need to gain some confidence here to start this second half. So Easton has to get to their own 31 to continue to drive. 3rd and 5 for Warren Easton inside their own 25. Receiver set 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and shotgun for Starks. Starks throws the screen, and good tackle right there. Number with the nice stop right there, Darnell Bridges. As number 6, Tyler was trying to create some moves, but nothing there. But good job by the Karr defense making a stop, and the kicking team coming out for the Eagles of Easton. Warren Newman setting to return for Edna Karr. As 26, Barbino setting to punt it from the Eastern 11. Nice snap. Barbino kicks into it. Not bad of a kick. And Newman's going to take it from the 42. He's going to go to the 50. And decent return for Newman inside the Easton 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. And Barbino trying to kick into it, but Newman fielded and had a nice, decent return. Best field position start right here for Edna Karr. They're inside the Easton 44, so makes it the Easton 43, I meant to say. So 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. Skylar Perry looking to have a big second half here. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right in the shotgun on 1st and 10. 21 Marshall in the backfield with Perry. As Perry waiting on the snap. Perry with the snap, he gives it to Marshall. Marshall going up the gut. Marshall cutting back. He gets nice positive yards inside the Easton 40-yard line. So it's a 3-yard gain for Santee Marshall. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Cougars. Cougars setting up in the shotgun. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Perry waiting on the snap. Getting the signal on the sideline. And Perry gets it back to pass, throws the slant. Oh, incomplete. Intended for Monte Woolridge. A little bit off right there for Perry. And I tell you, Woolridge was right there on the slant. But Perry just a little bit off on the pass. And I tell you one thing, this part of the game, I mean, Perry, the rust and nervousness got to get out of Perry right now. He's got to make better throws here. 3rd and 7 for Karr. Inside the Easton 40. Back to pass is Perry. Perry, it's got time. Perry looks, slant, caught. Nice catch right there by Kenneth Simmons inside the Easton 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. Good play right there by Perry, and good job on offense. Karr giving him time. 1st and 10 for Karr. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side in the shotgun for Perry. And they handed him Marshall. He breaks a tackle, but he breaks another tackle. 20 and inside the Easton 18-yard line. Nice run by Santee Marshall. He broke a couple of tackles, but he could have been tackled in the backfield for a loss. So a nice, looks like 6-yard gain right there for Marshall. 2nd and 4 for Karr inside the Easton 16. 4 receiver sets. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. This time Luckett in the backfield with Skylar Perry. Perry hands it on Luckett. Luckett going to the left. He's probably going to get a yard on the play. So now 3rd and 3 coming up for Edna Karr. Edna Karr's got to get to the Easton 13 for a 1st down. 3rd and 3, shotgun formation, 4 receiver sets. 3 to the left, 1 to the right for Skylar Perry, and whistles blow. It looks like a flag is down. False start. Edna Karr, something they did not need it. So that's going to push them back 5 yards. So now it'll be 3rd and 8 for Karr inside the Easton 20-yard line. Karr's got to get to the Easton 12-yard line for a 1st down. 4 receiver set in the shotgun, 3 to the right, 1 to the left for Perry. And Perry waiting on the snap. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Perry back to pass. Perry throws. High slant. Call by me, man. This goes to the 10 inside. The Easton 6-yard line. Nice slant and a nice play right there by number 17, Race McMath. And Karr in a little bit of a hurry. 1st and goal for Karr inside. They're inside the Easton 6-yard line. Makes the Easton 5-yard line. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side. Marshall, I'm going to say in the backfield is Luckett. Luckett going up the middle of the gut. Touchdown. Edna Karr, 5-yard touchdown for number 24, Tyreek Luckett. Tyreek Luckett with a nice run right there up the gut. And Warren Easton and Edna Karr now cuts the lead to 27-13. And Arshil Duranzelet, the kicking is an important extra point to stay within. Let's see. Arshil Duranzelet waiting on the snap. Snap down, kick is up for Duranzelet. And he got it. 7:05 left in the third quarter. What a great first drive for Edna Karr. You score 27-14. Warren Easton with a 2-touchdown lead right now. And we're going to take a timeout. You are watching Prep Football right here on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. And welcome back, 27-14. Warren Easton with a 2-touchdown lead as scoring on a 4-yard touchdown. Cutting the lead right there. Great first drive for Edna Karr. Arshil Duranzelet setting the kick off for Edna Karr. Now the Karr defense had to stop early. Can they get another stop once again? And here's the kick by Duranzelet. High kick. It'll be returned up by Chris to take it from the 9. He's going to go 20, 15, 30, inside. The Warren Easton 35-yard line. Nice return, decent return right there for Clyde Chris. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Easton offense. The Easton offense is gonna really have to get things going once again. After the last series, they went 3 and out. Karr's defense getting a little bit pumped up, knowing that the lead has been cut a little bit right there, cut in half. So man in motion on 1st and 10 on the shotgun, and they hand it off. And good job in the backfield right there. Andre Anthony making the tackle on number 2, Bartholomew. What a play by number 7. And that'll be a loss. 1-yard loss for Easton. So it'll be 2nd and 11 inside the Easton 34-yard line. They're trying to go in and around with Nick Bartholomew, but nothing doing. So 2nd and 11 for Warren Easton. 4 receivers sets, 2 on each side, and a shotgun for Starks. And they hand it up to Boyd. Boyd going up the gut. 40 inside the Easton 45-yard line. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Nice run by Joseph Boyd. Nice hole up the middle. The offensive line opened it up. And a nice gap right there. And Boyd took it. Boyd took it up the gut. And Easton, that's a big first down to get things going with their offense once again to start this second half. 1st and 10 for Easton inside there on 45-yard line. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side, and a shot in a pistol formation for Starks. And Starks will keep going to the left. He cuts it back, going up the middle. Good hit right there. He gets decent yards. And they're inside the Karr 48-yard line. Number 5 making the tackle, and that's Casey Nkinju. Casey Nkinju with the tackle right there. So a nice 7-yard gain for Tyreek Starks. So now 2nd and 3 for Easton. Inside the Karr 48, shotgun formation, 4 receivers, 2. And it's Starks once again going to the left side. He's going to get a first down. Inside the Karr 44-yard line. As the Eagles starting to move and groove, they're using that spread running game in the first half that's been successful, especially getting the offensive lineman coming off the ball. Starks controlling the offense. 4:56 and counting. And it's been a fast third quarter so far. 27-14. Easton with a 2-touchdown lead. 1st and 10 inside the Karr 44-yard line. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side in the shotgun for Starks. And they got to call a timeout. They had 1 second left on the play clock. Coach Tony Hall not too happy. So it's the first timeout in the second half for Warren Easton. We're going to stay right here. VK Jones with you from Pan American Stadium. And it was trying. And right now, Warren Easton, if you're just joining us, they're starting to move the ball better. Starting the second half off. They had a 3-and-out last drive. They started the second half 3-and-out, but so far their second drive of the second half, they are doing pretty well and knocking on the door. Join us tomorrow on the JM Sports Network. It's the JM Sports Network Game of the Week. We will be in Edgar, Louisiana. It will be a big-time rivalry game. It'll be St. Charles Catholic, West St. John. VK Jones, Everett Bates, and D. Dexter Turner will have the call pregame. We'll be at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock, live from Edgar, Louisiana, on the JM Sports Network. We'll have the link for you on sportsnola.com. So back to live action. As Easton offense coming back to the field. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side, and a shotgun for Starks. Boyd in the backfield with him on the first 10-man in motion. And Starks sets up the screen, and good defense right there. As number 2, Bartholomew had it, but good tackle right there. Number 4, Leonte Harris gets him right there in the backfield. And it looks like a loss. It's probably a loss or no gain on the play. So actually was no gain right there. So good job by Harris staying in the backfield and fighting off the blocks. 2nd and 10 coming up for Warren Easton inside the Karr 44. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Pistol formation. 10 seconds on the play clock. Starks back to pass. Starks has got pressure coming. He's going to roll out. He's going to the right side. He throws it. Flicked it in, almost intercepted. Number 13, Jalen Bell, almost got right in front and picked it off. So it'll be 3rd down coming up for the Eagles. It was almost close to being a holding right there, but the officials didn't throw any flags. So now it's 3rd and 10 for Warren Easton. Easton's got to get to the Karr 34-yard line to continue to drive. 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right, in a pistol formation for Tyree Starks. Starks back to pass. Starks has a little time. Starks throws deep. Oh, incomplete. It's intended for Clyde Chris. 29 with some nice coverage. Tyrone Gould. He almost got in front, but there's a flag down in the backfield. Let's see what's this call here. This could be a big call right here. Either way, let's see. They threw the flag right after the play was done. And it's a hold on Warren Easton and a personal foul, roughing the passer on Edna Karr, and the penalties are offset, so they will replay it down. 3rd down. So 3rd down and 10 for Edna Karr. I say 3rd down and 10 for Warren Easton. They got to get to the Edna Karr 34-yard line. 3:39 left in the 3rd quarter. 27-14 Eagles. 13 seconds on the play clock, and Starks has got to get the play quick. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right in the pistol. 5 seconds on the play clock. Starks has got to get the Starks back to pass. He rolls out to left. Starks, he throws sideline, is in and out the hands of Nick Bartholomew, and it'll be a 4th down for Easton. And that's a big stop right there for Edna Karr. They're gonna get the ball right back as the kicking team coming out for the Eagles. Larry Barabino, number 26, out to punt it for the Easton Eagles as Warren Newman, return specialist, ready to return for Edna Karr, number 26. And they look like they're missing somebody. They got 10 players, and somebody's got to go out there quickly. 15 seconds on the play clock. And they're going to have to hurry up here. 10 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry. 7 seconds. Easton don't want to burn another timeout. 3 seconds left on the play clock. Get the snap off. Bambino gets it up. Nice kick, high, and it's a fair catch. It should be a flag right there. Yes, it is. It is a flag, and it will be a personal foul on Warren Easton. You got to give distance because Warren Newman did call a fair catch. I can see you being right. I can see a player being right bound just in case he muffs the football, but you cannot tackle him. You got to let him go and catch it. Now, if he muffs it, that's a different story. But when he catches it, you got to let him go. You cannot tackle him. So that's going to be a huge break for Warren Easton. That's going to be a huge break for Edna Karr. Look at last year's game. We broadcasted last year on sportsmobile.com, and Edna Karr came back to win it 34-33. And Warren Easton had the lead all through the game. So this could be a little reminiscent to last year's ball game. We'll see. So it was a false start on Warren Easton to be declined, but a personal foul on the Eagles. It'll be a kick interference penalty, so it will gain some yards for Karr. First down for the Cougars. And let's see where the official marks it off. And we'll tell you where Edna Karr will start. They move it up. Edna Karr will start inside the Warren Easton, the Edna Karr 26-yard line. So Edna Karr will start with not bad field position and only down by 2 scores. 3:22 left in the third. First and 10. 4 receivers sets, 2 on each side. And Warren Easton is going to have to burn a second time out. Looked like somebody was not on the field. Somebody wasn't paying attention, and the assistant coaches, they are not happy at all because Warren Easton had 10 defensive players on the field. So you got to really pay attention. And now the Eagles are down to 1 timeout left in the ball game. And that is huge for Edna Karr because Edna Karr still has their 3. You know, it really, for any head coach, it really burns if you waste timeouts, especially at times when somebody not paying attention. It really burns a coach a lot because it's like, we can really need those timeouts later on and stuff like that, but you hate to burn them early in the second half. As the Easton defense coming back to the field, Coach Bryce Brown sending out instructions, keeping his confidence in his quarterback and his team right now, despite being down 2 scores. First and 10. Edna Karr inside. They're on 27-yard line. 4 wide receivers sets in the shotgun, 2 on each side. Man in motion. And Perry back to pass. Throws a slant. And the is picked up. Intercepted Warren Easton. Johnny on the spot is number 10 for the Eagles. And that is Sharvin Morris making a huge play right there. Kenneth Simmons had it in his hands, and he went in and out of his hands. And actually, for Sharvin Morris, number 8 on the season, 8 interception this year for Warren Easton. Sharvin Morris makes some big plays as a DB for the Warren Easton Eagles. Now the Eagles need to answer right here. 3:18 left and up 2 scores. 4 receivers sets, 2 on each side. For Warren Easton, first and 10 inside. They'll call 39. And they're in a pistol formation, and Starks getting the play. 10 seconds left on the play clock. And it is Boyd. Boyd's going to the left side, but good job. Backfield number 10. Darnell Bridges once again making a big play. He's been having a nice game for the Edna Karr Cougars. 3:04 and counting in third. And it's actually a loss, a 1 yard loss for Boyd. So 2nd and 11 for the Eagles inside the Karr 40-yard line. They got to get to the Karr 29 for first. And it's a busted play to go on the back fin to get him up. Andre Anthony and number 94, Aaron Kent makes the play. Starks was looking for Boyd, but I guess he was on the wrong side, and it was a busted play. And now is a 3rd and long coming up for the Warren Easton Eagles. And actually, they took out Starks for play. Now, actually, it was Boyd who took him out, so Starks is still in there, quarterback. And I believe it's 25 at running back is in there, Jones. So 3rd down and 15, back to pass Starks. Starks looks, Starks throws it caught by Barabino, and not going to be enough for a first. 4th down coming up for Easton. As Barabino came in for a play for Boyd. So now it's 4th down for Easton. That right there, that loss really hurt the Eagles right there. And I'll tell you, especially that busted play, Boyd wasn't where he was supposed to be. And they had to do some discipline. They had to put him to the sidelines. So Barabino gets on the field, 16 seconds on the play clock. Easton making sure there's enough players on the punt team. Warren Newman waiting to return for Karr. Nice snap. Barabino gets into it. Pretty high. It's going to take an Easton bounce inside the Karr 11-yard line as the Cougars will start it off 1st and 10.
Take over 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line.
Credit the Karr defense. They are really digging in this time. They have made some great adjustments. Coach Torres Howard, the defensive coordinator, I mean, credit him. They're making some great adjustments, and they're not letting Warren Easton dictate anything at all on the offensive sets. So right now, 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. Easton had a big break last time with an interception, but let's see if Karr can redeem themselves. 1st and 10, shotgun formation. Back to pass. And they're going to go up deep. And it's picked up again. And this time it's number 3 who has a lane inside the 35. Inside 30, inside the Karr 30-yard line. Number 3 with an interception, Damian Tate. And I tell you, not a good throw at all by Skylar Perry. He threw it right in the coverage as he went deep right there. Could be it looks like it might be a flag right there. Let's see. Let's make the call here. A face mask is holding on Warren Easton. So it's actually holding on Easton. And they get a big penalty right there, and they move them up, and it's an automatic 1st down it's a holding call for Easton. So it's a 1st down for Edna Karr. Now they're inside. They're on 21-yard line, 49 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. I tell you, Karr is getting some huge breaks here in this 2nd half. 4 receivers sets to on each side, and a shotgun for Perry. Perry with a high snap. Perry trying to keep. Perry's going to get hit in the backfield. Good job by the defensive line for Warren Easton. He was just ready and he just stood home to just get Perry in the backfield. 34 seconds and counting in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 9 for Karr inside on 22-yard line. They got to get to the Easton, to their own to the Karr 31-yard line for a 1st down. 20 seconds left and counting. 4 receivers, 2 on each side, and a shotgun. Perry, he hands it off, and it is Luckett gets some moves right there. He's close to a 1st down. Nice hit right there. He paid a price for 7 for 10. But it's a first down for Edna Karr as they're inside the Karr 31-yard line. 7 seconds left in the third quarter, and this could be the last play. As the clock is running, 5 seconds for, and actually Perry's gonna hold it off, and that is the last play of the third quarter. Your score: Warren Easton 27, Edna Karr 14. This is going to be an interesting fourth quarter. We'll be right back. You're watching Prep Football on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. Welcome back, fourth quarter, right here on SportsNola.com. 27-14, Warren Easton with a 2-score lead, and Edna Karr is starting to drive right here to lead further. So it's 1st and 10, Warren Easton. I would say 1st and 10, Edna Karr to start this fourth quarter, and they're going the opposite way this time. They're going as Karr going from right to left this time. And it's going to be 1st and 10 inside the Karr 31. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side for Skylar Perry. And waiting on the snap is Perry, man in motion. Perry back to pass. Perry, it's got time. Perry, it's going to go deep. Sideline, picked up once again. Number 3 with the pick, and it's Damian Tate gets his second pick of the night. Big time defensive plays for the Warren Easton Eagles. So Tate, it was actually his first interception tonight, 7th on the season. Number 7, Tate. Number 3, Tate. Tate making some big plays out there, knocking the ball down and everything else. But that's huge right there. I mean, I think the way Perry is throwing the football, he's throwing it way up, and you know, the Easton secondary is getting in position to making plays here. 11:53 left in the ball game. And this is a big drive for Warren Easton. If they're going to put this game away, they're going to have to run some clock. And here's the high snap. They give it to Boyd, who gets only a yard on the play. Number 6 making the play, Lewis Johnson. So like I mentioned, Easton is going to have to mix the run and pass, but try to milk some clock. If they can milk some clock and get a big score, this could be it for the Easton Eagles. Now it's a 2nd down and 10. No gain on that play. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right for Tyree Starks. Starks getting the play on the sideline. Now 10 seconds left on the play clock. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Starks waiting. Starks, he hands it off to right in the backfield. He's tackled. Good play right there. 98 for Edna Karr. Damon Harris, he knocks back Joseph Boyd. And I can say one thing on that play. Starks made the wrong read right there. Starks should have really kept the ball because he gave it to Boyd, and Boyd was stepped up in the backfield. So this is a big 3rd and 13 coming up for both teams. Easton's got to try to continue this drive and run some clock. Easton's got to get to their own 47 for a first down. Karr gets a stop. They get it right back again. 4 receiver sets on each side on a 3rd and 13, and flags down.
Flag on play.
False start on Easton. And I tell you, the Warren Easton Eagles are really hurting themselves in this second half. Penalties, mental mistakes, I tell you, they are really hurting themselves offensively. Because they've been in plenty of positions to probably extend this lead. But the penalties, miscues, you know, it's something Tony Hall is not liking right now from his team. Four receiver sets, 2 on each side. Four receiver sets on 2 on each side. The shotgun for Starks on 3rd and 18. Back to pass Starks. Pressure is coming. Starks rolls out to the left. Starks throws deep down the sideline. Incomplete. It was intended for number 2, Bartholomew. And it'll be 4th down for Warren Easton, and a player injured on the field, and that is number 7, Andre Anthony, that Carr's big-time stalwart defensive end is on the ground, and hopefully he's okay. Wow. And he has been playing lights out in the second half. And that's somebody Edna Karr does not need to lose right now. And Anthony, he's also a transfer. He's a transfer from Miller McCoy High School, which is no longer in existence, which the school closed down last year. And Anthony gets up on his own power, and he's putting a little bit of weight. I think it's his ankle or his knee, but he's putting a little bit of weight. He's coming off his own power, but it doesn't look too good. He's getting some help. It's gonna be a question for him to come back. Very questionable on coming back in the game. He's a committee to LSU this year. So man, that's gonna really hurt Karr if he does not come back in this game. And they already have one of their best players out right now, and that's Alden Clark, who has a sprained MCL. They're going to take a look more of an evaluation of him tomorrow, just to see if what his status on his return. So now, 26, Barabino back to punt. Newman waiting to return. Barabino will punt it from the Easton 15. Nice snap. Barabino gets into a nice high kick, and should be a flag, and it is a flag. Kick return interference right there. And it was Newman who was trying to get the return. He ran into the blocker. But it could be kick return interference right there. And Newman is still on the ground for Karr. And I think running into his man, he probably took a wrong step and went down right there. Newman gets up. He gets up on his own power. He's walking a little bit gingerly on the sideline, but he'll probably return back in the ball game. And a big-time mistake for Warren Easton right there. I mean, this is a different Warren Easton team what we've seen in the first half. Just a lot of domination and everything for all aspects. Now, it's been a different team in the second half. Now, Edna Karr trying to get momentum with their best field position of the game. They're inside the Warren Easton 40 on the penalty. As Skylar Perry, number 19, at quarterback, trying to lead the Cougars back. 4 receiver sets, 1st and 10 for Karr. And Perry waiting on the snap. Level play clock, Perry back to pass. Perry throws, slant, caught by McMath. And it's a 1st down for Edna Karr inside the Easton 28-yard line. Race McMath with a nice catch. Nice and better throw right there by Perry. Now Karr in a hurry. 1st and 10. 4 receivers on each side in the shotgun. And it's Perry on the keeper. Perry cutting it up the field. Going to the right side. Perry probably is going to get some positive yards. Like a good 3 to 4 yards on the play. And they're inside the Easton 25. So 2nd down. Make it 2nd and 7 for Edna Karr. 3-yard gain. They're in a hurry. 2 receivers on each side on a 4 receiver set. And this time it's on the right side. And it's going up the middle. Inside. The Easton 8-yard line. 1st and goal. 32 with the carry. And And then it's Trevor Morgan. So Morgan getting his first action, and he gets a big-time run. 1st and 10 for Edna Karr. 4 receiver sets on each side. On 1st and goal. 1st and goal inside the Easton 9. Shotgun formation, 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side. Morgan in the backfield. And back to pass is Perry. Perry throws, sideline, and caught, but it's a loss right there. 18 with the catch, Kobe Jefferson, but nice tackle by number 7, Chris Fotan. And it is a loss, so it'll be 2nd and goal inside the Easton 11-yard line. So 4 receiver sets, 3 to the right, 1 to the left on 2nd and goal. Back to pass Perry. Perry throws slant, and it's in and out the hands. Wow. Good defense by Easton. And they was looking for number 17 McMath on the slant. So there's a big 3rd and goal coming up for Edna Karr. Easton defense looking to make a huge stop. 3rd and goal for Karr inside the Easton 16. 4 wide receiver sets in the shotgun. Back pass Perry. Perry looking, got time, goes end zone, and out the hands, and incomplete. Almost picked off in the end zone. And a play down for both Warren Easton and Karr. For Karr, it's 71, Albert Bernard. And for Warren Easton, we'll tell you the player who's hurt for Warren Easton in a minute. He's way on the far sideline, near the far sideline, and then he gets up on his own power for Warren Easton.
No, put him over this side. Send Tate over there.
And it's 14, Michael Moore,
17.
who's hurt for Warren Easton. He comes on his own power. So it's a big 4th and goal coming up for Edna Karr. As Bernard still on the ground for the Karr Cougars. And like I tell you, if Easton makes a stop, this is huge right there. That'll be a huge stop. Karr trying to score to stay in the lead, and Bernard gets up. Doesn't look pretty good. He doesn't look good at all. He's barely putting some weight on his leg, on his ankle. He's walking the sideline on his own power, but not looking too good. As Karr's offensive line is going to have to shift quickly. So Bernard is going to have to come out of play. And this is a big 4th down here for Karr. If they're gonna stay in this game, they're gonna have to score here. If they don't, that's gonna be huge for Warren Easton. 8:33 left in the ball game, 27-14. Warren Easton leading Edna Karr in this District 9-4A battle. 4th and goal for Edna Karr inside the Easton 16-yard line. 4 wide receiver sets for Perry. Perry, back to pass, flag is down. Perry's gonna throw, end zone. Karr, touchdown for Edna Karr. 16-yard touchdown. And it's not for number 18, but the flag is down. Let's see what the penalty is. And it's Kobe Jefferson, but let's see if the touchdown stands. Warren Easton, fans are clapping, saying that it did not count. Let's see. And the call is a hold on a 4th and goal inside Easton 21-yard line. So that pushes him back. That hurts Karr a lot, but Karr still has to get in the end zone. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right for Perry. Perry, back to pass. Perry, he's got pressure coming. It's going to go down. Good set right there. Warren Easton makes the stop, and they will take over on downs. 53, making a big stop. And there's Trajan Allen. Big time stop right there by the Warren Easton defense. Coach Tony Hall says that's the calling card for this team this year. They're the defense, and they did it again. They have forced 3 turnovers in the second half of play. So a big time first, and so there's a big 1st and 10 coming up for Easton. Like I mentioned, they got to start running clock. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side, pistol formation inside the Karr 29, inside the Easton 29. Starks back to pass. Starks looks, throws sideline caught by Chris. Chris breaking some tackles, and Chris will have enough for a first down for Warren Easton inside the Easton 43-yard line. That's a good catch right there by Clyde Chris, and good effort by breaking a couple tackles. So Easton now is moving the ball with 8:06 and counting with a 2-score lead. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. As Easton taking their time, Starks snaps it, gets it out, and nice catch, and to get some yards, and to put it close to first down. Nice run, catch and run right there. Number 3, actually number 2, Nick Bartholomew with a nice catch and run. So flag is down though. Let's see. Blocking the back on Warren Easton. That pushes him back. Wow. You're thinking Easton's moving forward. All of a sudden they move right back. With 7:44 left in the ball game, Coach Tony Hall looking to get a chance to try to put away this game, and not just that, hold on. Because Karr is still fighting to stay in this game. Now 1st down and 15 for Easton inside their own 39. Shotgun formation. Starks. Starks is coming. Starks can roll out to the left. He's got lane. 50, 45, 40. Inside the 40. Keep going on a big time first down for Tyreek Starks inside the Karr 28-yard line. What a run by Tyreek Starks. Starks had some pressure coming. He rolled out to the left, and he had wide open real estate, and he took advantage of it. So 1st and 10, Easton. It might have been a flag down on a hold on Warren Easton. Wow, but it'll still be a first down. It just went. They called the hold when he went past the 43-yard line of Karr. So it's still a 1st and 10 for Easton, but they're pushed back. They're pushed back to Karr 46-yard line. 7:20 left and counting. 27-14 Easton. 4 wide receiver sets, 2 on each side, and a pistol. As Starks just getting the play here. 7 seconds left on the play clock. 5 seconds on the play clock. Batter pass to Starks. Touch is coming. Starks throws it. Oh, almost intercepted. Lewis Johnson got in a position. If he gets that ball, that is a pick 6 for Edna Karr. Now with under 7 minutes left, 6:55 left on the clock. I think that was kind of a dangerous throw right there, and I had to tell you, I think Easton just needs to really get back to the ground game to start running clock. It's good to just put the game away. It is good to go for the jugular, but don't get too dangerous to give Karr a lot of confidence right back. They're still fighting. 4 wide receiver sets, 2 on each side on a 2nd and 10. Man in motion. And Starks will keep going to the left. Starks gets tackled. He's going to get about 3 yards on the play. 23. Rashard Mosley making a play for the Cougars. 6:40 and counting as Easton trying to burn the clock right here. 3rd and 8 coming up. 3rd and 8 coming up for Warren Easton. Warren Easton's got to get to the Karr 36 for a first down. 4 receiver sets. Pistol formation for Starks. Starks, back to pass. He rolls out to the right. Starks throws sideline. Karr Chris with the catch, and it's the 1st and 10 for Warren Easton. And they are inside the Karr 33-yard line. Chris has been absolutely open on the short passes, and Tyreek Starks is taking advantage of it. 6:12 left in the ball game, and Easton try to look for the knockout punch against Edna Karr. 1st and 10, Warren Easton inside the Karr 33. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side and a pistol. And back to pass to Starks. He's going to throw it, and it's caught. Good yardage right there. Number 6, Johannes Tyler, who's been playing a tremendous game tonight for the Eagles. Good positive yards right there from Starks to Tyler. And that's been a great connection all night for the Eagles. A good 8-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 2 for Warren Easton. They're inside the Karr 25-yard line. 5:38 left and counting. They're taking their time here. 8 seconds left on the play clock. 7, 6 seconds. 4 receivers on each side. 4 seconds. 3, 2. Starks back to pass. Starks throws it in and out their hands. Wow. Almost an interception as number 10 Bridges got in front of the pass. Like I said, dangerous pass right there by Starks. And, Starks is really, I tell you, man, you got to be careful with the passes. But I really think running the football would help right now. You got a 2-touchdown lead, 6 minutes. Just go ahead and just run clock. Run the clock. The mix is okay, but I'm like this. Run it a little more than you think, So 5:22 left. 3rd and 3 for Easton. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Starks, he will give it to actually there's a keeper, but let's see, it's close. And it's gonna be 4 down for Easton. They're inside the Karr 25-yard line. Now Easton's got to get to the Karr 23 for a 1st down. Under 5 minutes left and counting. This is a big 4th down, and this is 4th down territory. And they're taking the time with the play. I wouldn't be surprised Coach Tony Hall might run the clock down to 1 and call a timeout just to discuss the play. 8 seconds left on the play clock. 7 seconds, 6, 5. Starks going on the center. Starks gonna try and sneak. Starks might have enough. And it looks like it is enough. Let's see. They're inside the Karr 22, and it's enough for a 1st down for the Warren Easton Eagles. That's a big, huge play by Tyreek Starks. The offensive, you got to get that to the offensive line. I mean, good surge, good enough for Starks to get the 1st down. So 4:26 left and counting. This is a huge 1st down right there for Easton. Karr's going to have to start calling timeouts because they're down 2 scores. 10 seconds left on the play clock on a 1st and 10 for Warren Easton inside the Karr 22. 4 receiver sets. Boyd will get it to the right side. Boyd and gets a nice tackle right there. Number 5, Casey Nikitru with a nice tackle. And Karr will take their 1st time out of the 2nd half with 4:01 left in the ball game. 27-14. Warren Easton with a 2-touchdown lead. We'll take a timeout. We'll bring you the conclusion of this ball game. You are watching Prep Football right here on SportsNola.com. 4-1 left in the ball game, and a 2-score lead for Warren Easton as the Eagles looking for their second straight 9-4A district championship, but a chance next week to clinch their first outright district championship in a long, long time after school. So 1st and 10, and here's actually there's a play action pass deep end zone, in and out their hands. Wow! It was intended for Terrence Sylvester. They were trying to go for the throw right there. I don't know about that one, ladies and gentlemen. I got to tell you, you're up 2 scores. Run the clock. I can see you about 9-10 minutes left, but you're under 5 minutes. You got control of the game. Just let Carr force timeouts. So it'll be 2nd down for Warren Easton. 2nd and 10 for Warren Easton inside the Carr 22. Officials trying to make sure everything is set before they run the 25-second clock. Officials calling timeout. I guess the officials are going in the middle of the field. I guess they're discussing something, make sure some things are good to go. As we're about to get back to live action here, and join us Saturday, SportsNola.com, first NBC Prep Showcase. Archbishop Rummel and John Curtis from Joe Yenny Stadium, 11 a.m. game time start right here on SportsNola.com and WHNO TV 20. 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side on a 2nd and 10 inside the Carr 22 pistol formation, and back to pass Starks throws it deep, end zone incomplete. It was intended, and I'm trying to see the number more than anything else who the ball was intended for, but it was way off for Starks. But I really don't understand this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, 2 straight passes with under 4 minutes. I don't understand that at all. You know, it's the fact you're up 2 scores. Is the fact that right now this is helping Carr, because Carr still has 2 timeouts left. This is tremendously helping them. And now it's a 3rd and 10. Easton's gonna have to try to get and they're using their last timeout, and Easton is just gonna have to get a 1st down just to continue to drive. But if they get this 1st down, you know, Carr's still going to have to force the timeouts. But if I'm Easton, run the ball. Run the ball. It's understandable you're going for the throw, but you ain't got that much time on the clock. You already got control of the game. Your defense is forcing turnovers everywhere, you know. So 27-14, 2-score lead for Warren Easton. Join us tomorrow. JM Sports Network Game of the Week will be in Edgar, Louisiana. St. Charles Catholic against West St. John. Pregame 6:30. Kickoff 7 o'clock. Myself, Everett Bates, and D. Dexter Turner will have the call right here on the JM Sports Network and through SportsNola.com. And we'll try and give you some score updates right fast. Hopefully an update from Holy Cross and St. Augustine from Tad Gorman. And we do have a final. Archbishop Hannon gets the win over St. John 35-23. And a final from Tad Gorman Stadium. Holy Cross comes back to beat St. Augustine 23-19. 3rd and 10 for Easton. Back to pass is Starks. Starks going deep. End zone! Caught! Touchdown, Warren Easton! Number 6 with the touchdown for the Eagles. And that is Johannes Taylor with another touchdown tonight. That's a 22-yard touchdown, and that puts it away for the Easton Eagles. Very fortunate to get in the end zone, and Tyler making a play. Wow. I got to tell you, man, 3 straight pass plays, but very fortunate to get in the end zone and having a big lead now. 33-14, Eagles with the lead. Herrera for the extra point. High snap. Kick is up for Herrera. And it is good. Your score. 3:42 left in the ball game. Warren Easton, 34. Edna Karr, 14. Let's take a timeout. You're watching Prep Football right here on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC. And we're back, Pan American Stadium, 34-14. Warren Easton 3:42 away from clinching a share of the District 9 4A title. And next week, Warren Easton will face, for their finale, Edna Karr next week. They will face McDonald 35. We'll have that next Thursday right here on the Jam Sports Network from Pan American Stadium. Herrera will kick off for Warren Easton. Here's the kick. High sky kick. And it's a muff. And Warren Easton will get the football. Wow! Right through the hands of Dante Magruder, number 15. And Warren Easton is going to get the ball with 3:38 left. And you can say, ladies and gentlemen, that is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a sky kick right there by Herrera. And number 15 just misplayed the ball. And the Eagles are going to do what they can and run this clock out. Karr has 2 timeouts left, though, but man, Easton getting the ball back, that is huge. And that really hurts, right? That really hurts the Edna Karr Cougars. So back to pass is Starks. Starks looking again, going deep, and it is caught again. Touchdown, Warren Easton! Wow! Chris getting on the scoreboard once again. 37-yard touchdown, Tyree Starks to number 16, Clyde Chris. I don't know what is on the mind of Tony Hall, but my goodness, but a flag is down. Actually, it's a pass interference on Karr. And I tell you, that will be, they will decline a penalty and it's a touchdown, 37-yard touchdown. I don't know what's on the mind of Tony Hall. I guess this is just sweet revenge or payback, because you have to think, in Tony Hall's tenure, he has never beaten Edna Karr. So this is almost like revenge for over 10 years of his tenure. And man, right now, the score 40-14. Warren Easton up big, exclamation point for the Eagles. And the snap was not handled pretty good as Karr tackles the hold in the backfield, and the extra point no good. The score, 3:32 left in the ball game, 40-14. Easton over Edna Karr. Let's take one more time out. You are watching Prep Football on SportsNola.com. And welcome back, 40-14, Warren Easton. As they are 3:32 away from clinching a share of the District 9 4A championship. And if they win next week, Warren Easton will win their first outright district championship in a long time. And it will be a second straight district championship for Warren Easton. So Easton will kick it off. The assistant coach is smiling on the sideline, and Coach Tony Hall very, very ecstatic and happy that his team is on their way to a second straight district championship. And I gotta tell you, this has been probably, I know Coach Tony Hall's done some great things at the school, but I know last year getting that Warren Easton team to the state championship was a great coach. This year, he has done a better coaching job this year than last season, because after all the players he have lost from that state title contender team, he still has one loss on the season and undefeated in the district with these young players. Amazing what Tony Hall has done for this Warren Easton program. And Herrera setting it to kick off for Warren Easton. It was a personal foul penalty on an extra point, so Herrera will kick it from the call 45. And they'll probably kick it right into the end zone. And here's the kick. by Herrera. High kick. It will go right in the end zone for a touchback. Call will start 1st and 10 inside. They're on 20-yard line. Like we mentioned, Warren Easton will clinch a share of the district championship, and they'll play Lake Erie New Tech next week to clinch an outright title. Edna Karr is gonna have to step it up next week. They play McDonald 35 in an elimination second place game next week at Pan Am. Jam Sports Network will have coverage. 1st and 10, Edna Karr. And Perry continues the quarterback. He's going to run the option. Going to the left side. Nice run right there by Skylar Perry. Perry did all he can this game, but they're going to evaluate Alden Clark a little more just to see if he's going to return next week or be ready for the playoffs. Easton's not out of it. They were at a number 18 this week. They are going to fall, but maybe not too far. So 2nd down and 3 for Edna Karr with a nice 7-yard run. And they're inside. They're on 28-yard line. Receiver set in the shotgun. And it is nice run on the sideline. Nice lane, 1st down and a little more. And nice run right there by Perry. And I'll tell you, credit Perry. He's not quitting at all, knowing he had to step into a big spot tonight. 2:42 left in the ball game, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Karr Cougars, and they're inside their own 37-yard line. 2:39 and count as the clock runs. 4 receiver sets 2 on each side. 43, Kendall Johnson in the game for the Cougars. As Perry getting instructions, 8 seconds left on the play clock. 5 seconds left on the play clock. 3 seconds. And it's a keeper again by Perry. Perry going to the left side. Perry's going to keep going. Perry is close. He might have a 1st down. And he does. They are inside the Karr 47-yard line. Nice run right there by Skylar Perry. With 2:11 left in the ball game. As they're setting up the chains and the clock starts to run with 2:10 left. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the right this time, 1 to the left. As Karr kind of taking their time, not too much in a hurry. Perry waiting on the snap with 5 seconds left on the play clock. Perry will keep going to the right. Perry gets hit in the backfield right there. 25, David Jones playing a tremendous defensive game tonight for the Eagles. And I tell you, Warren Easton, I think the scores late was, I think it was a product of how they just did not do what they were supposed to do early in the second half, and now they're making up for it. 1:20 and counting in the ball game. 2nd and 13 for the Cougars. 4 receiver sets, 3 to the right and 1 to the left as they're taking their time. 1:10 and counting. 10 seconds left on the play clock on a 2nd and 13. And this time, nothing doing right there. Kendall Johnson with the carry for Karr. And there's no gain on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 13 for Edna Karr. 42 seconds left in the ball game. And I tell you, the Warren Easton faithful are going to celebrate tonight with this big victory. 28 seconds left and counting on a 3rd and 13. 10 seconds left on the play clock. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. And 43 with a not bad run right there, and that is Johnson. 13 seconds left, and Karr is not going to stop the clock. 9 seconds left, and that will be it. Warren Easton is going to clinch a share of the District 9 4A championship with 1 game to go. Your final score, Warren Easton 40, Karr 14. Warren Easton goes to 8-1 on the season, 5-1 in District 9 4A play. Karr goes to 4-4 on the season, 4-1 in District 9 4A. Warren Easton has Lake Erie New Tech left next week to clinch outright district championship. And Edna Karr has a big game next week back at Pan American Stadium next Thursday against McDonald 35. And the JM Sports Network will have coverage of that ball game. So thanks for everybody for joining us tonight for this big ball game. Tune in Saturday for the big anticipated first ever Catholic League matchup between Archbishop Rummel and John Curtis on WHNO TV, Channel 20, and SportsNola.com. Coverage will start 11 a.m. 11 a.m. kickoff, special time start. And tune in on the JM Sports Network tomorrow. West St. John, St. Charles Catholic, pregame 6:30, kickoff 7 o'clock. So we thank you for joining us. For Nat, for Adam, I'm VK Jones. We thank you for joining us. Final score: the Warren Easton Eagles 40, Edna Karr 14. This has been a presentation of SportsNola.com.